Ah, adventurers, please come closer, and I will tell you a story, the likes of which you have never heard before. Our tale begins in the small village of Mog, located on the subcontinent of Thestorel. There, a young girl born into a gemcutter's family was coerced into excavating an ancient ruin. Unfortunately for this girl, the ruin turned out to be that of Nirn, of dark ambition and dark magic, the goddess of darkness herself. The girl learned, perhaps too late, as she plucked a stone from the forehead of an ancient statue, that this was a cursed place. The gem exploded, and when she awoke, she was changed forever, bound into the body of a tiefling, one of Nirn's chosen, a being of infernal heritage. Cast from her home, she sought refuge in the north, where she came across two allies. One, a former mercenary turned hippie druidy type named Tia Armstrong, and her companion, a cleric of the sky goddess Vela, Nirn's twin sister, who happened to also be a dwarf, which is kind of strange for a sky cleric. But anyway, that was Malia Sunsworn. They continued on their journey when soon they came across a young wood elf named Yasin, who had been exiled from his monastery at Mount Arepo. They went on a number of quests before Yasin was plucked from their care by a giant eagle to continue his training. It was a giant eagle, of course, my friends, as we all know, because they are the fantasy world equivalent of Uber. They continued forward, and then came across another pointy-eared friend, a half-elf named Xenofrafer Rightwing, who was from the kingdom of Avakara, off on a mission to reclaim his honor and the love of his family, which he had not seen in quite some time, I must say. He's very, very distraught. Anyway, they traveled forward, seeking to rid their friend of the curse of tiefling heritage by finding Edagon the Wise, the wisest mystic in all the lands. To do that, though, they would have to cross one of the three ancient bridges to reach the mainland. Being lazy as they were, they chose to cross Dogrun Bridge, the oldest and closest of the bridges. To do that, they would have to cross mountainous terrain and into the belly of the earth itself. And in doing so, they came across an adventure that led them to meet their final party member, a young girl encased in amber named Farah. Little did they know that this chance encounter would not only change them, but the entire world forever. For Farah is no normal girl, but a dragon from a lost age. And now we continue our quest. Welcome to the Shards of Nirn. Hello and welcome to another episode of Generic Fantasy Setting here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and joining me tonight are a number of my very dear friends who are going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons for you. Why don't we get so ahead and start in my upper left corner with Malia Sunsworn, played by...
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm playing Malia Sunsworn, the Dwarven Cleric of Tempest Cleric, yeah. I never know how to say that, what order.
You're a cleric of Vela, whose
Yes.
domain is the Tempest.
Tempest
do it,
Cleric
he
of
said.
Vela? Yeah.
All right, next let's go to Tia Armstrong.
Well, it gave the name away. Tia Armstrong here, played by Amy, and I am the half-orc druid. Not nearly as fancy.
How you doing down there, Mars?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. My name is Winter, and I'm your tiefling rogue.
We always need one, and let's pull up the rear with Mr. Rightwing.
Yo, it's me. It's Mike. I am playing Xeno Rightwing. He is our half-elf ranger of the group. Because every day is made better when Xeno's around.
That's true. It's your boy, Xeno Rightwing.
It's your boy, Xeno Rightwing.
Xeno Wrongwing.
And this is my crib.
You know, right side of the tracks.
And this is my crib, yo.
This is your crib. All right, so let's just get a little bit of music going here. So, for those of you in the chat, you're already going to hear this naturally. But for those of you here...
Is it time?
It is
Is
time.
When you say so.
It is when I say so.
Okay.
All right, so you should have the link in the chat so that you guys can listen along as well.
I'm not getting anything.
Are you connected?
I am.
Sound pad, 40 sounds left.
Yeah.
Why is it quiet?
Yeah, I'm getting save
Okay.
sound pad, clear all,
Hmm.
add sounds.
Let's
Yes.
try this again.
I
I want to save it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, so if you go to save sound pads.
Right corner, right side of the screen, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, can you can't broadcast a saved sound pad.
No.
Oh,
No, you can't.
that is
Yeah, so I
frustrating.
don't think you can't set stuff on it
No.
that we
I
then
think-
hear. You'd have to tell us what to put on.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is such a bummer.
Oh, well.
Okay, well, monitor the chat because I will have some stuff that does come up eventually. But
Well,
in the meanwhile, well, that ruins my entire plan. My entire plan is up in smoke now.
the entire plan was contingent entirely on the sound pad.
It was. You know what's up.
also don't know why I have this little dot right here.
Where?
Why do you have a little dot right
I
there?
think it's a reflection from something because it's when you move your head. I think
Yeah,
you have a light
it's-
reflecting.
You're being tracked.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know how. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, we're great tonight. We're great tonight. Okay.
It's not track IR. I don't know
no,
what
it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's like a.
It's a reflection.
Yeah.
some-
You've got
Something.
your beaties going. All right, instead play that. That'll.
Oh,
Guys,
there's two of them.
There's two.
It's
It's
Yeah,
like
Could it be something that's stuck to your camera lens?
No, because it
No,
moves
because
with
it
me.
shifts where it
Oh.
is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
the
It's not
heck?
too bad.
that is so weird. Okay. All right. Well, it says I'm connected to the server for the sound.
should have
pad.
some. I've got 3 people connected, so
Is there a way to change the volume on this?
it should be.
Hmm.
It doesn't give us any options.
Oh, is it just blaring for you?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
It's just playing.
Is it? Mine's
So it just
completely
says connected
silent.
to player to server SoundPad version 1.9. There's no options.
There's and is it?
Oh, now
not
it's playing. I got it.
Is it playing really quietly? Hold on, just listen right now.
I had to
Does it
refresh it.
Is it getting louder?
I got a little quieter.
It stayed the same for me.
How are
No.
you getting sound?
I don't know.
Refresh the
I
page.
opened it and it just started playing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's quieter for me now too. So I refreshed the page and it seemed to change. So
How do we have 6 connected players? There's only 5 of us.
unless it's me connecting every time I refresh it,
8 connected players.
it might
Okay.
I just refreshed as well, but I'm not getting anything.
You're not
I
getting
just
it?
refreshed and it's quiet now for me.
I love technology.
I just refreshed and it's gone back to being loud for me.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what?
it got
That's
loud.
louder.
Use it if you can.
Okay.
I'll just leave it in.
Alright.
Holy Mac, that got real loud real fast.
Oh, I
Okay.
also have my sound settings on my volume mixer on my computer itself, so that my internet browser is
Yeah,
super
you
quiet.
can adjust your internet browser
Yeah.
settings under your sound pad. You guys play with that all you want. I'm gonna hop into game. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Generic Fantasy Setting. This is season 2, episode 24, if you can believe it. 1 episode longer than season 1 already.
Wow.
Now, last we left our heroes, they had just traveled across the Jamoran Sea of Sand and had landed in Khapstudent. Khapstudent being the capital of Western Apesh, the desert continent that they have traveled to seek out one of the Eyes of Nirn. Now, as you have made your way here, there we go. I did research on botany.
for this episode. Now, of course, the lot of you are traveled to Khapstudent in order to secure passage down to the ancient tomb of Okennen the Magnificent, who is holding the Eye of Nirn. To do that, you met along the way, along with your companion Farah, the dragon who's traveling with you, met a pair, the genie Safra and her companion, the erstwhile prince Uramsi, who is there to try to make good with the royal court after wishing himself into royalty. Because he is Prince Uri of Avisam. Wonderful he.
And if I remember correctly, he is most interested in where did I write it? The bastard son, the dead sultan's bastard son.
Prince Bahadur, the satrap of Khapstudent.
Yep.
All right, so you are given your farewells and paid your portion of the mystery that you solved last session, and are set to depart from the Stormhammer. Now, you were sent over to Khapstudent with one goal, and that was to find a man known as Gilm Fandral, Edagon's contact, who was going to help you with the rest of your adventure. Now, that you're in Khapstudent. Now, Khapstudent is a desert city built about a mile away from the coast, with the entire gap between its walls and the water being deeply dug, man-made canals that turn the city into a bit of a floating marvel. As you enter the city gates, from the sand dock, you will hear the sound of markets, of the smells of fresh fish being roasted on coals. You will smell spices and deep scented tobaccos and herbs being smoked. What do you do? What's your goal today?
So, one thing that at the end of last game, I noted that Tia wanted to donate a portion of her gold to, fighting slavery.
Okay.
Put some of the Scorpion's money into freeing some of the people he enslaved, perhaps, or something. So I was gonna throw maybe 1,000 gold at that.
Okay. So you'll be able to catch Umir Bell at the end of this as you're disembarking. And he is having a couple of people that he's hired unloading the... actually, no, he was just going to go straight back. My mistake. So as you're getting ready to disembark, you'll see him resecuring the main cabin and having it cleaned while he's watching it with a very careful eye, because he's going to be traveling in the royal suite on the way back to his homeland. But as you approach, he'll turn and smile. Tia, it's good to see you.
Umir Bell. I had
That's
a
my name.
question for you.
Don't wear it out. Yes.
I don't think I've used it that much. I would like to know the best way to go about how do I phrase this? I want to help free the slaves that the Scorpion enslaved using some of his money. It seems like the right thing to do. And I don't know exactly the best way to do it so that it's actually, helpful. Or who to talk to in these lands.
It would be difficult. Slavery in Apesh varies from region to region. It's actually quite prominent in Khapstudent, but not as uncivilized as it is down in the Southlands. In Khapstudent, beware anybody who tries to sell you a slave or a slave that begs for freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The slaves in Khapstudent are technically debtors.
I see.
If you're feeling particularly generous, but many of them became slaves through gambling debt.
I see. Okay.
But as for the rest of Apesh, there are organizations. Perhaps... there is... He takes a long look at you. His eyes focusing particularly on your mouth and on the skin of your cheek. If you travel to the south, there are people like yourself, very like yourself, or at least part of you.
Orc?
It's a rogue nation of mercenaries and nomads. They call themselves the Chainbreakers. I know a little about Orcish religion, but they seem to follow the Harlot Queen and wish to continue her work on all of the races of Apesh.
Oh, I see.
I might know a couple of contacts in places that you could go.
Please.
He'll pull out a map and mark a couple of places for you. And so, if you cross the Yubicon, they are mostly at the Bellies. Beli Ashran, the island off of the west coast, and south, off of Atun and Belikala.
Okay.
Any of the island nations will be happy to accept your money.
Okay. So it would be best to go there. And
Be a good
do
option.
that. Okay.
I do have business dealings that take me there.
Okay.
I get the sense that you're considering a sizable donation.
Mm-hmm. I can trust that if I send a portion of gold with you, it'll make it into their hands.
I believe you can trust me, but whether or not you believe you can trust me is up to you. I would be honored to give this money as tithe to them for your services.
Of course. Okay. Then, does this seem like something that will pan out okay, or is she just gonna... She seems... I mean, me as a player seems to think he's pretty trustworthy. I think the character thinks he's pretty trustworthy.
Make me an insight roll. Let's
That
see.
sounds like a good idea. Nat 20.
Yes, he's very, very willing to do this.
Okay.
However, you are paying an armed guerrilla orc movement, so panned out. Yes, but also,
But also,
yes.
But also, this is one of the gods that, like, followers of the god that her mother has told us her about, and
Mhm.
I mean, how much does she actually know about that is a good question, because
Make
she
me a
probably would have
religion
had stories.
Let's find out. Give me a religion.
Can I advantage because specifically orc?
All advantage because of the insight nat 20 and orc.
Ooh, yay.
I was gonna say no, but you got both those things at once, so let's do it.
It's gonna be an 11.
Okay, so you know some.
Yeah, so like,
You know about as
Probably-
much about the Harlot Queen as you do about the Arabian Nights in real life.
okay. And like, she knows of, like, she met the, what's his face, that one warlord person.
Yep.
So she might not know the stories, like the specifics, but she knows loosely. So yeah, okay, yeah, no, she'll do that. She'll hand over. What have I got here? Let's do 500 gold.
Okay.
Not the
He
full
will
of it.
take it and will thank you and give you a blessing. Amy, you'll have advantage on your next roll.
Yay!
Nice.
I'm gonna
He
make
speaks.
it-
He speaks to you in the soft tongues of what you think is Terran. the language of the earth and sand.
Hmm.
And you feel a soft shiver run down your flesh.
Okay. Advantage on next save or roll?
Your next save, we'll say.
Okay. Okay.
I wish you the best.
And you as well.
He'll take your gold and let you head off into the day. Now, as you're disembarking, the captain wishes you well and sets you down onto the dock, having your belongings carried to you if there's anything that was too heavy for you to accept. Well, where's the last one, the green one? As she says that, Tia is starting to walk down one of the gangplanks. I wanted to thank you for all of the work you did for us.
No worries.
It was our pleasure.
It's kind of what we do.
I see. Well, good on you. And may Amvila smile upon you.
And on you.
I'm assuming you're headed to the temple.
Is there a large one here?
Urashinabe has the largest temple of Amvila on all of Apesh, the old capital.
Excellent. I've never been here before, and nobody told me. So,
It is.
I know what I'm doing.
Quite tremendous. Oh, good.
That'll be worth seeing. For sure.
Yeah, it should be. And who has a perception of 18? I believe Zeno does.
I think it's Zeno and Malia.
Malia and Zeno.
I have a passive of 19.
As of
19.
wisdom, 18.
18? Or passive perception.
Which would have.
Well, that's what
So
passive
sheet-
wisdom.
I think that's what it's calculated for me because my wisdom is.
Yeah, so if you have proficiency in perception, then you'd add that as well. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you are standing there talking to her, you can see a couple of darkly garbed individuals gathering at the entrance to the city. They look dangerous. They look like mercenaries and thugs wrapped in very dark layers of swaddling cloth and dark turbans with face masks. And you can hear one of them in a dusty common voice say to Jeffrey, actually. Jeffrey Westcott, as he's disembarking. We're looking for the Scorpion. Shipment. You'll overhear Jeffrey smile, look back at you, and turn to them, thinking that you can't quite hear. Have no fear, gentlemen. The Scorpion is right here.
he's going to take over the reputation.
And they will help him unload the remainder of his goods that were not seized by the ship. All right. With that, the captain bids you a fond farewell. Gives you her blessing and says that if you ever come back, that you'll definitely have free room and steerage for life.
Hopefully, I will always be able to afford premium.
Hopefully you will always be able to afford premium. That would be most advantageous for me as well, to have a Priestess of Vela aboard, or Amvila in this place.
Well, if I am ever on again, I'm happy to bless.
Good. And if you make it down to Kalimdur, to the fortresses of the Sand Dwarves, tell them that Ironbeard sends her regards. And that I'm waiting on the interest. They'll know what I mean.
Will this get me in trouble?
Aye, probably.
Okay, so just so
All the
I'm
more
prepared
reason.
to have my axe and a spare ready.
Ah,
Well,
yes.
Maul.
Get your axe and gear
Hammer.
and your ass. Well, be off with you. And she'll turn and head back onto the boat. This was a weird trip.
Yes, it was.
Fun,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Most
I'm-
cruises aren't this weird.
Just glad to have my feet back on, the ground.
I'm glad to have
What
my
was the
daggers
name
back
of the
on my
dwarves that
hip.
she said?
They look good on your hips. What'd you say, Malia?
What was the
Gives-
name of the dwarves? She said of where?
The dwarves of Kalimdur. Kalimdur is a settlement on the other side of the mountains. Now, where are the other two? Farah says, looking around. Oh, they've already gone through the checkpoint.
Oh. That was quick.
Well, they don't have as much luggage as we do. We had to wait for ours to disembark herself.
That's
true.
True. I mean, we don't have that much luggage.
You're the luggage. We were waiting for you.
Oh.
It was a joke.
Ah,
It was
gotcha.
funny. You should have laughed.
It
It
was
was funny.
Uh,
It was
See,
a good
that's
one.
right.
It's pretty funny, yeah. I just didn't catch it. Sorry. I was
All right.
distracted.
Yeah, she's being a little clueless this morning.
I
Mm-hmm.
I got my mind's on other things, sorry.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Trying to figure out if I've done something good or bad. Good, I
Probably
think.
good.
In spirit.
Probably both.
Intention.
Knowing us, probably both.
Well, we're back on solid ground. What's the worst that could happen today? Okay?
I mean,
You just screwed us. That's it. We're done.
Is
Where-
there anything made of wood around here?
Xeno's bow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Tia's gonna wrap it gently.
Mallory's just gonna
Knock
start
on
praying to Vela for deliverance.
You'll hear, as you pray to Vela, you will hear overhead a distant rolling of thunder in the distance. That was redundant, but you got what I meant. In the distance, you'll see thunder crackle over darkened clouds to the south.
Tia's also going to mumble a prayer to Arcaris, hoping that whatever combat or conflict we end up in, that at least it's fair, please.
You receive no response.
Well, she doesn't expect one.
you're left on red.
Not even.
Nerd. Sup, girl? Me.
We're literally transporting Nern.
At least part of her.
Part of her. The fun
Yes.
part. Now, as you're standing there on the docks, you can see that they're starting to let some of the steerage people in, and a couple of the attendants will give you the look that says you should probably get going.
You will.
Do you need any help carrying the luggage beyond the gate, ma'am? Be happy to help.
No, I think I'm good. She's
No,
just been steadily putting armor on and weapons, and
Basically.
I'm used to carrying it. It's been weird. Been nice, but weird not having to do it for the last week.
Honestly, I'd felt kind of naked without my armor.
What time of the day is it, sorry?
It's just around 10 a.m.
Man. Are we going to want to find lodging soon, or do we have another plan for that? Like this
Probably find
contacts
lodgings
that
for
we
the night to
have.
get done.
I mean, just in case, but hopefully we don't have much business. Doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
I want to go see this Temple of Vela.
And hopefully
August.
next time we won't
Well,
break
the Temple of
anything.
Vale is about 200 kilometers to the south.
Damn it.
Maybe we can.
So it's in a different city?
It's in the old capital.
Crap.
Yeah. So
we
just-
probably look around for tour guidance and someone clarifies
So
that for
just
us.
to remind you, I've got the map up on Twitch right now. So Khapstudent is on the northern coast. The Tomb of Okanan is right between you and Urashinabi, which is the old capital.
Hmm.
So it's on your way, or it's past where you're headed, but good place to recharge before you head back home.
Hmm.
Camel.
We are doing that before we return.
Yeah, okay. We could, yeah.
I've seen
Assuming
one
we're not
Temple
being
of Vela since I met
chased
you lot. And it was
by something.
minuscule.
Horrible. And having to make expeditious retreat, then probably, yeah, well, let's do it.
Sylvester? He's playing Jackbox right now and streaming.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so where do you go? What do you do?
We need to find that contact, right?
Yeah.
Considering
What was his name again?
Let's go find rooms and then we'll go out from there. Innkeepers can generally direct us.
Yeah, exactly. So seems like a decent plan to me.
I hope that we don't mention this person's name and then have people wanting to kill us on sight.
You know, I wouldn't put it past
It
anyone.
wouldn't be the first time.
I'm gonna turn to one of the attendants and ask, what is there a good inn nearby that we should go to?
There are 2 inns that we would recommend, depending on your budget. The Desert Rose is a little less expensive.
Decent.
And then there is there's the Ashford Regency, which
Sounds
is
perfect.
I might have
perfect.
actually kind of opt more for Desert Rose. You guys can stay at the other place.
I mean, I don't care either way.
I think we should probably
Probably stick
start
together
staying
though.
at some slightly cheaper places for a while.
Maybe.
the Desert Rose is comfortable. It's just not opulent.
That's
sounds good.
probably fine.
We've had our fun.
We've never had any issue with the innkeeper stealing.
Oh, good.
Oh, even better.
Very few assaults of any kind on that property, mostly in the tavern.
Okay. I like
Neat.
that. That's a good reputation to have.
Not
My
usually the pitch I'm used to hearing, though.
Khapstudent is an acquired taste. I would strongly suggest, ma'am, he says, pulling off his hat, and he's got one of those little, he's got basically a small felt fez that he pulls off and clutches it to his chest. I would suggest that you stay out only until the sun dips. Only pay for reputable canal boats, usually ones that are painted in blue.
Okay.
If one is found that's not painted blue by the authorities, and or if someone tries to
Okay.
counterfeit water taxis, are they happen, but they're not very often. I would suggest and keep your valuables where you can see them.
Good to know.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right. So as you round the corner, you can hear the market in the distance already calling to you. And
What's the atmosphere like here?
very, very hot and very bustling.
Bustling. But do people seem to be like in a generally like upper mood, or is it kind of like people are quickly getting from place to place just to do what they need to and then go home?
It seems like there's a lot of life around here. As soon as you step inside of the walls of the city, you can see bustling life all around you. The buildings here are made of, some of them have wood exteriors, but for the most part they're made of sandstone or other types of stone material, or fashioned directly out of mud and other sturdier things that they could use. Some of them actually built out of limestone. But the buildings are, the shortest ones you see are almost 4 stories tall. You see people that are walking between them in the distance with ladders dropped between rooftops. There are vegetable gardens surrounding you. Mostly actually in the seawater canals, which as soon as you step in, the heat haze hits you, and then the smell of salt water is everywhere.
So would you
And-
say that the people that live here live moderately or more impoverished for it being the capital?
From where
Or
you
should
are
I do
right
a
now,
perception check?
You can make me a perception roll to see what you see.
Would that be a perception or an insight?
It'd be an insight to determine like kind of what vibe she gets out of it, but I'm just gonna give her some clues with a perception.
Yeah.
That will give me a 19.
A 19. So looking around, what you'll see right inside is that there are a number of men in large, very comfortably baggy, almost for you it looks like pajama pants, dressed in blue sequenced silk vests, minding a series of canal boats just off the left. To the right, you can see there are people selling souvenirs, pots. The merchants are dressed comfortably. They're dressed in the same type of clothes that you would wear.
Okay.
You're noticing that a couple of them are wearing clothes that have been very inobviously patched. Maybe a sleeve ripped a little. But nothing where it had to be salvaged, because otherwise it would fall apart.
Yeah. Like
They live
a
inside of their
hand-me-down.
means. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
However, as you're looking around, you'll see that from this angle, a couple of the alleyways do have a ring of beggars and other people with hungry, darting eyes waiting in them.
And is this town kind of free from any sort of signage or anything that might indicate thieves' camp?
You will be able to actually see on the inside of an alley directly ahead of you that written in Thieves' Cant, it says, let's see, right here. So we're going to put it that way. It would say, there's one that's visible right as soon as you enter from the Sandport that says, all incoming workers report to Brack. And then gives you a location inside of the city next to, it looks like at the New Heritage Fountain.
Okay.
You get the sense this means that if you're planning to do any thieving work in the city, you should immediately check in at a local fence who operates at the fountain. Someone named Brack.
B-R-A-K?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds, if you aren't planning to thieve at all, that you don't have to in the slightest.
Okay. Cool. That's all I wanted to kind of just perceive.
All right, sounds good.
Are we approached at all?
Are you just standing there staring? You guys haven't done anything, so
We're
what are you doing?
walking to. I'm assuming we're probably starting to walk towards the desert rose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because it doesn't make much sense for us to stand around and just hover. We've
No.
determined our destination, so.
Now the way ahead of you is packed. This small corridor that leads into the center of the city through this blooming market that clings to the side of every vacant building. People are selling everything around here. Everything. And the further you get in, the more that you have people that approach you and say things like, "Beautiful woman, would you care for a little bit of silk for your beautiful flesh? A little bit of silk for the sash on that beautiful sword. Oh, don't listen to him. You want perfume. I have the best perfume in all the land. Fresh fish! Fresh grilled fish!"
Molly is just gonna kind of go,
Yeah, basically.
And that is about the point where you're going to find that getting through the crowd is a major pain in the ass. Almost deliberately. At this point, you will see that over on the left, by the water taxis, is Safra and Uramsi. Hey! Friends!
I do
I
an
will head
acrobatics
over.
check to make it over there easily.
You can just head it over them without much of a problem.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The water taxi, is it blue?
It is blue.
Okay. I'm just keeping in mind the various things we've been told.
Safra is dancing through the crowd, making an absolute nightmare of herself.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
You want to see a cool trick? She says to one guy, and you watch her basically go through this market doing the paperclip trick. Hey, with the guy who bought a house with a paperclip?
Yeah.
You
Bigger or
guys know
better.
the story, right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Really?
Basically, like, oh, I'll trade you this for this. Oh, you need this? I'll trade you this for this. It's a trading game where someone bought a house with a paperclip.
Yeah, it goes by either the paperclip game or paperclip trick or bigger or better, which
Bigger or
is
better.
never heard of it.
bigger better.
So you see her trading
I played
boots. Right now, it looks like she's trading a mismatched pair of boots for a goat.
I'm
It's a
just
sick goat.
slowly
Yeah.
shifting up the value.
Yep.
Okay.
Ramsey's just waiting on the corner, and you can approach him easily. Well, I guess I'm off to face my destiny. Thank you,
Good luck.
all of you.
Fuck. Well, so what is your plan then at this point?
Well, Saphir said she was going to try to get me an elephant, and that's what she's doing right now. I'm halfway there!
She's
For this
got
goat, sir, this goat is amazing! I will trade you for this goat. Well, what do you have there? Oh, that looks like a gold ring. She's halfway there, I think. I don't know.
She's working on it.
probably doing pretty okay. Maybe.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Once I get the elephant, I plan to ride right in and make a big deal. When
Hopefully
you're,
they don't. Yeah.
anyway,
Fingers
wish me
crossed.
luck.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could be the Sultan someday.
Yeah, who knows?
I'll put in a good word for you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
If you're ever around here, though, if you come back after your adventures down the south, come see me.
Well,
Sure.
I believe might not be relevant at all, but I think we're planning on staying at the Desert Rose, so if something comes up in the next little bit before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
In
I'm
case.
planning to stay there, he says, pointing a finger at the large domed building at the center of the capital.
Is it the Sultan's Palace?
It definitely feels like a palace.
Well, have fun.
Good luck.
Staying in a palace is always the best place to stay.
Speaking from experience, are we?
Yes.
You're ridiculous.
Thanks. I really appreciate you guys. She's got a camel. See you later. Here. Throw a coin to the taxi. On me.
All right.
The water taxi is a deeply sunburned halfling who's standing at the back holding this 10-foot pole above the water. Smiles up at you. Hello! Where are we heading?
The Desert Rose?
Oh, yeah, come on. This is a much faster way to get there.
That's what it seems
Fantastic.
like. That crowd is kind of crazy.
We do a lot of business because of them, so we can't complain, but I can see why you would.
Fair? Yeah.
I'm used to seaside merchant cities, so it's not too bad.
Seaside ones I always went to were a little smaller, but even
Oh, come on in, come on in.
Mallia will hop in.
Yep.
so Tia will as well.
All right. So, with that, you will find that the ride downstream along these canals is actually very pleasant.
Is the water like really mucky?
No, it's actually very clean for the most part. It's a little silty and a little sandy, but you'll actually see that as the pole pushes you down, propels you down this canal, there are fish underneath that are looking up at you. And
Mallia will
for-
look over at them.
the fish will keep swimming, and for just a moment, you could swear you see something in the shape of a person or a small child swimming alongside of them, but translucent, as if made of water.
Cool.
Within about 15 minutes, the canal boat has pulled up and set you outside of a large 6-story building called the Desert Rose. The front half of the tavern is open air, covered by a dense canvas awning that's multi-striped in reds and browns. There's a small fence that holds back the patrons from having their food stolen by urchins, and about a dozen tables outside that, through the large open wall, the tables feed inside as well. Overall, there's probably about 20 tables in the establishment, and a small bar.
Hey, bar.
That'll be it. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll hop out.
Do you head in?
Tia does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right to the front desk.
So heading to the front desk, there's a very large man standing there. In his late 40s, he has a big burly beard, deep, sagging wrinkles beneath his eyes, and both of his eyebrows are bushy caterpillars that have gone stark white. He leans over the counter, working out some arithmetic in his logbook. Just a minute.
No worries.
And carry the 2. Ah, yes. What can I get for you?
And looking for some rooms, please.
Ah, looking for rooms. I see. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. Is this, you're looking, how many beds?
Preferably 5, but we can double up if need be.
Yeah.
We've definitely traveled together long enough for that.
I see. Well, I have some accommodations that I can put you up in.
Okay.
There will be 1 spare bed that I'll still have to charge you for, unless you choose one of the communal rooms.
I think that should be fine.
Should be.
All right, 5 beds is 3 rooms. 3 rooms are for how many nights?
I mean, can we? Tia will just turn to the others. Like, can we start with tonight and?
Yeah, I'd say let's
Yeah,
start
I think
with one
for
night.
Now, let's do. For now, 1 night, and if our business changes, then
Food?
we'll renegotiate.
Food?
Like
Breakfast? Or dinner?
Yes, which would you like? Would you like, because that will change the price of your bill.
Right. Both probably.
Yes, both.
Yeah.
Definitely both.
6 gold pieces per night per room. A total of 18 gold pieces. Food is included, as is wine with your meal.
Awesome. That's great. Okay. Yeah.
Those are rooms with locks, I assume, he says, glancing down at your armor and weapons.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Please, he'll turn the logbook around and hand you the quill. Sign in.
Tia will.
Yep. In his rather flourishing script, Xeno Rightwing.
I'm Damar, the innkeeper, and if you need anything, please hesitate to ask me. Little joke.
Okay.
Little joke. Tonight we are serving a lamb stew with potatoes, carrots, and white cabbage. It's a little spicy, he says, casting a glance in Xeno's direction. But I think that you will like it.
Looking forward to it.
It's also served with a broccoli chutney.
Interesting.
My wife makes interesting creations.
I mean, if it tastes good, I don't care.
Take it on the side.
Okay.
So that you can enjoy it more, dear, he says, smiling at the bar where a dark-eyed woman with like deep, soulful eyes casts a baleful glare from behind the kitchen's bar. Delicious! 3rd floor.
Alright.
And you're going to take
sure.
3rd floor.
Okay.
And he'll hand you 3 keys that have symbols printed on them. 1 a diamond, 1 a crown, and 1 a 1 a sparrow or some other type of bird.
Alright.
Okay.
All right. So, where are you headed? Just up to drop off your stuff in your room, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Mally is not going to leave much of anything of value up there.
Probably not either for Tia.
And then I think need to do probably a little shopping, stock up on some stuff. But like I don't particularly want to make that much of the role playing thing tonight. We've done it a few times.
You just don't want to shop. Assume that you can buy any normal item that you need at market value. So if you need to buy rations, just mark them down.
Okay, what's a cure wound scroll cost?
So a cure wound scroll, you unpack your things and you go and inquire with the innkeeper, who acts as a concierge to you, and you ask where you can acquire certain goods. He asks your business in town, whether or not you're here to gamble, to meet family or friends. He judges by how pale most of you are, well, how pale the three of you are that have, non-green or purple skin tones, that you do look like you probably aren't from this area. So he doubts it's family. But he'll direct you to some reputable stalls and markets around the city. Gives you a warning about staying out past dark, because there are quite a bit of bandits in here. This is actually a gambling town. So a lot of people that owe money and are pretty desperate to pay things off, but also a lot of nice people. It just depends what part of town you go into. If you need vice, he can direct you to anything within a certain level, so long as it doesn't cross over into the realm where it's something that he disagrees with. He's happy to show you your way around a number of brothels, gambling dens, drug places. He does warn that this inn does frown on anything involving animals or children.
Yeah.
Good.
No worries.
But also says that there are a number of shrines in the city that you could probably go and find magical things like potions and scrolls. And do you tell him?
Zoom just froze on me.
No, you're still going.
Yeah.
No, my internet connection is unstable, is what it's saying.
Oh, I just got hit by that too.
You guys all froze.
Spooky.
Okay.
Hopefully it's just a one hiccup.
Here's hoping. Oh yeah, I just had 3% drop frames. Okay, well, I'm gonna turn on recording as well. Cool. All right. Would you tell him that you're going to go look for someone named?
I was actually just going to mention that, saying that a friend had asked us to look up a bookseller called Gilm while we were here.
Gilm. Ah! The Knowledgeorium.
Oh.
Gilm Fandral at the Knowledgeorium. He's an old cleric of Thias that's taken up shop in a bookstore. Actually, I can direct you to it. It's not terribly far from here, about a 15-minute walk, maybe 20.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Not a problem.
We had no idea where we were going to start on that one.
Not hard to find at all. Do watch your hats, though. It's an old. None of you are. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's small. He casts a look over at Tia. It's a small place. Watch your horns, maybe. But yes, they should be able to help you out. You're looking for potions. I try any of the local temples. Most of the merchant shops around here will try to bleed you dry, especially the alchemists. And if you're looking for scrolls, you said?
I was hopeful. I've run out of Cure Wound scrolls.
Start with Gilm.
Alright.
The Knowledgeorium has all sorts of old stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything with Arium tends to have something to do with stuff.
It's true.
Especially old stuff.
Very old stuff.
Hmm.
On the note of looking for people, I was told to keep an eye open for one Cyril de Grey. Have you heard of him?
Let me find out. Son of Gray, the gunslinger.
Yes, that one.
Yes, actually, I have. I know that he's been making a bit of his living doing, or at least a bit of a name for himself, doing trips to Arashinabe along the caravan routes.
Okay.
The old capital.
That's the old capital. I was recommended to go see the Temple of Vela there.
Ah, the Temple of Anvila. Yes, it's fantastic. It's one of the ancient wonders of Apesh. It's, I believe it's one of her first temples. It's quite beautiful. Actually is one of the center points of the city. You should definitely go see that. As for Gray, I believe he is spending a lot of time traveling with the merchant caravans as they travel down. You know, bringing supplies and things like that to the poor souls still trapped in Rashinabe.
Trapped in what? Is it?
Trapped in Fushinabe.
Yeah, Urashinabe, the commoners, the poorer folks who couldn't afford the trip to the new capital.
Oh, I didn't realize. Huh.
The
Must have missed that story.
yes, the living sands are encroaching upon the old capital. There was a sudden shift about 3 years ago that set the entire place into a bit of an emergency situation. That's why it's so crowded here, actually. And one of the reasons that the crime rate has gone up. There's not many places to live. A lot of people gamble, drink,
Right.
sell themselves into debaucherous acts to make a living here because there's just too many people.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Khapstudent can handle about 200,000 people. We're at about 600,000.
Oh.
That's
The
a big city.
Yes, well, no, it's a small city with a lot of people.
And it's not able to develop and expand out.
No, we are, but it's only been 3 years. There's only so much we can do.
Right.
Right now, there is an agricultural boom that some of the local clerics are managing to continuously develop new crops and send the food back down. But the caravans need protection from various monsters and things in the wastes. I think that's probably where De Grey is right now, actually. There's quite a bit of money to be made in it.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I can probably find him around the caravans then. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to know.
All right. Do you guys take your leave and head over to the Knowledgeorium?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey Kelly. For reference, what's the biggest population in Thestral?
And Thestral, probably in a city, probably about city and surrounding areas, probably about 80 to 90,000 to 100,000.
Oh, okay.
I'd say
Would that be,
100,000. Avakara
or-
was between probably 80 and 100 in the outlying areas. Some of the northern areas are definitely around 100,000.
Okay.
So large, but not ridiculously large. Think of populations like Roman era populations,
Okay.
where there were a surprising number of humans.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Okay. All right. So with that, you head over to the Knowledgeorium, which is actually surprisingly hard to find. You find yourself passing its front door 3 times before you actually realize that it's there, underneath a small tent flap and awning, down in a little circular door, about 4 feet tall, down a pair of breakneck steps.
This was never meant to be found or descended.
No.
Well, I'm going in, Farah says.
Of course
Yeah,
you
Tia's going, but she's just,
It's just very small. He wasn't kidding.
talk about a hole in the wall type place.
Can I
Wow.
do an insight check?
Sure, go ahead.
Do
What are you
we
trying to
know
insight?
what species, what
Just-
race?
Just more like
Gilmis?
my looking around and understanding what I see.
Okay.
Ooh, 23.
You get the sense that a lot of people are eyeing the outfits that you're wearing and the obvious displays of wealth that you're showing, but your displays of weaponry are keeping them at bay. You look like you're well-armed mercenaries or adventurers, and that's giving people enough pause that they're not trying to rob you, but it doesn't stop them from thinking about it. Down here, this kind of looks like a hole in the wall. It looks, to you, this reads like a specialty store.
Okay.
A place like this has enough funding that it can be eclectic.
And is it just warm enough here that wait? At some point, didn't we get clothing for
Mhm.
the climate?
Yep, you've got some nice thick linens that absorb a lot of the heat.
But still, obviously, makes us look like we're better off than some people that live here.
Given your magic weapons that are visibly displayed on your hips and on your
yeah, that
backs,
too.
and Farrah's
Yeah.
dressed like a cowgirl with spurs. So hey,
Right.
She looks great.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
How could you forget about Cowgirl Farah? She's amazing.
Well, to be fair, she wasn't really in the last episode.
it's true. I'm trying to sell action figures, is what's happening.
Yeah, do it.
Mm.
You can
Farah?
probably get 3D models.
I would love that. All right, so who's the first one into the knowledgearium?
I mean-
Probably Farah.
Yeah, followed
All right.
very closely by Tia. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Farah is going to head inside and immediately go, "Oh my god. Ow! There's a thing. Ow. Ow."
Tia ducks.
All right, Tia, you duck, and as soon as you head inside,
I'm assuming it's a low-hanging ceiling or something.
there's a support beam that goes right across the central area. Everything inside of this building appears to be made of book. The bookshelves are strategically stacked books and boards. The books are on books. The desk, actually just a pile of books. You're sure there's a desk under there, but there are hundreds of thousands of books, manuscripts, scrolls. Immediately, the smell hits you of that old vanilla scent of dusty leather tomes full of thick pages, the smell of stale ink and cat hair. As you duck underneath, can you give me a quick charisma roll from
Me?
Tia?
Charisma roll.
Charisma.
Oh, and I get this with an advantage because or is this a save? Not a save.
It's not a save.
Damn it. Okay, you specified save, so
I did specify save.
I shouldn't have asked that. I should have just gone with roll.
Mm-hmm. Critically.
Mm-hmm.
Charisma roll.
Charisma.
God damn it. How's a 4 sound?
All right, you are going to turn and hear.
I mean,
Tia
And
jerks
a-
back a bit.
a tabby cat that is perched on top of a stack of books is going to hiss, swat twice at you and Farah, and jump into the darkness.
Tia's gonna glare at it.
Another cat
Yes.
says down by your ankles.
Ugh. She
It's
shuffles over, so
the cat will follow you and start rubbing up against your leg.
oh no. Nope. Nope. Go shoot.
So a lot of cats in here.
I think they're intentional, unfortunately.
You don't like cats?
Malia will
Might
crouch it in and
It's less that I don't like them and more they
Pictures
don't
roll.
like me.
it's
Animal
not or
handling?
animal handling.
Malia, give me animal handling.
Yes.
Can I also do it?
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's me.
Unnatural 20.
Nice. Oh yeah, about 4 cats.
Animal handling is wisdom.
4 cats are going to come up and start cuddling up against your knees. One of them's going to start trying to use your armor as a scratching post.
I will smack it lightly on the nose. No.
Will they mark you as
And then I will
prey?
scritch it behind the ear.
I rolled a 14.
14. You get 3 cats that come up and start cuddling on you.
Sweet.
One of them crawls up on your lap where you're kneeling down there and actually makes a perch while you're kneeling.
I love it.
Is there an orangey colored one?
There is, yeah, the one that swatted at Tia and is trying to scratch your armor.
I'll pick him up and be like, aren't you a lovely little avatar of Vela? Look at you with your sunset fur.
Oh, that's V, you'll hear from the back. Just a moment, customers.
I will settle him into the crook of my arm and give him a tummy scritch.
You'll hear a light voice from around the corner. And then some shuffling. From beyond one of the many, many other rooms that you can see here, each one a slightly different shape, with a slightly different door that kind of winds a maze of a bookstore. You will see a small man standing just a little bit over 2.5 feet tall wander out. Obviously a gnome. Let's see. A gnome with very, very large eyes, even for a gnome. Like, almost bug-eyed. With a very, very thin mustache on either side of the top corners of his lips. And dressed in pretty nice silk casual wear. With a bandolier strung across one of his shoulders and down to one of his hips. He will stroll out. Looking to cats, I see. They keep the rats from chewing on any of the books.
Clever.
Are you here looking for any particular tomes? This is my establishment. Welcome to the Knowledgearium.
Where are you Gilman?
I'm Gilm. Yep, I'm Gilm Fandral. Why, do I owe you money?
No, we were sent
Pleasure to meet
here
you.
by...
My name's Malia. And yeah, we were Edagon.
Am I your father?
recommended-
You look a little
I
big.
certainly hope not. That would make weird things about the father and mother I left behind.
We were sent here by Edagon the Wise.
He recommended
Oh.
we meet up with you.
Oh.
No idea if he told you we were coming or not, but
I haven't heard from
I assume not.
I haven't heard from Eddie in a long time. But
Yeah.
he did say the next time he contacted me it would be about something dire.
That's
Lock the door
that sums
behind
it
you.
up.
Come with me.
Click.
It's hot, but I think some tea will probably help. Follow me.
Malia will follow. I'm assuming Malia is one of the only people who doesn't have an issue with low hanging stuff in this space.
Yeah, Zeno is literally crouched to half his height.
So she's probably
Actually-
not much taller than him.
Now, there's a circular doorway directly ahead of you that Gilm heads through, and as soon as you go through, Malia feels short again, because the ceiling inside of this room is almost 12 feet tall.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh shit.
You'll be immediately able to stand up again. Gilm darts through the bookcases, and you can hear that there are another dozen cats somewhere in this room.
No.
Malia's gonna calmly sit down and let herself be covered in cats.
And Tia's gonna do the opposite, and she starts getting even more on guard and aware and hyper vigilant of where they are.
I guess I help keep little critters at bay.
Yep. No,
Gil-
nothing chewing on the books.
Pauses, turns around, and juts his head out from where it vanished behind a shelf a few moments ago. You can bring some cats, but are you coming? Come on.
No, yeah, follow.
He takes you down a series of winding corridors, each stranger than the last, some incredibly narrow so much that you have to walk through sideways, others that you have to crouch underneath stacks of books that form fallen archways, and then up a winding staircase to the second floor, and into a fairly moderately sized break room. It honestly looks more like a small, cramped study that's been turned into a bit of an employee break room than anything. With a large table in the middle that's fit for 8 people, and a matching number of chairs, as well as 2 against one of the far walls. There's a small stove in the corner, and as he approaches, he will reach out to it, say a brief prayer, and you'll see that one of the coils beneath a kettle springs suddenly to life with fire.
Whoa.
Oh.
It was a simple cantrip. I'm going to be making some cardamom tea. It'll help settle the nerves. I've also got a little bit of fish jerky if anybody wants it, but I do ask that you wash your hands in the sink here before you head down and handle any of the books.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you for offering, but I'm good.
All right, just the tea then. Okay. He takes a moment and makes the tea for you, and then puts it out in mismatched mugs. Some of them are big, wide, handmade two-hander mugs. One is almost like a trophy chalice. One he hands over to Tia that has a strange symbol on it. It looks like the number for 1, and then a symbol for a heart, and then 2 symbols, one of which is like a branching pathway, and the other is this strange sigil that kind of looks like the dwarven rune for Nun.
Wait. So I've got I Heart.
You have an I Heart New York cup.
Oh, God.
He'll hand you that and pour himself a cup of cardamom tea as well. I collect. If you're ever in any places, I would love any mugs that you would find.
Oh, hold on.
Now,
Tia's gonna look through her bag, and pull out. Where was it? I just had it open. The Skyfire coffee metal travel mug. Does a travel mug work?
Absolutely.
I forgot we had
Guaranteed.
those.
It's guaranteed to keep any beverage warm for 24 hours, so hopefully you won't
Right.
forget your tea too long while you're
I
studying.
forget my tea constantly. Honestly,
No,
I think that
help.
the point of tea is that
Oh, really?
it's more or less bookmarks in places you've been in the day.
Hmm.
Thank you. This is very nice. I love collecting these things. Actually, that's one of Edagon's right there.
Yep.
There's some town that he lived in for a while before he
Skilly
came
Town.
here.
Skilly Town.
Oh no, it's New York.
Oh, that one.
Newark.
No, the Skyfire coffee one's from Skilly Town.
Oh, that's perfect though. I love it. It's great. I haven't been to Skilly Town. The last time I saw Edagon was well over 100 years ago.
Oof.
So I hear that he's really made a bit of a thing with the place. Skillian was a hero of mine actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have very many.
Everywhere.
Yes.
There.
Very much so.
Not very many short heroes. Let's just say that we got the short end of the stick.
Hmm.
I don't see why. It would be easier to carve statues of them.
Were all of his statues really small?
I thought they were life-sized.
Yeah, a good
Yeah.
chunk of them were life-sized.
Yeah.
Some of them were big, but there was that town was interesting in that, like, we were walking through it, and there's this one that it looked like a pile of garbage, but then when you moved to a different angle, it was his face.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Perspective shifted art. It's interesting. We have some of that here, but it's mostly not garbage. It's mostly just different artworks that combine almost as a mosaic. It's quite interesting if you go down to the artsier sectors.
So like
but
already art in and of itself, and then more art as opposed to
it's
garbage. But then it's a face.
It aligns kind of like an eclipse would, right? It merges two existing beauties together.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
So you're looking to. Well, if you're here, that means that you're going to the tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the point.
I can absolutely help with that. How much do you know about what's happening in Apesh right now?
Bits and pieces.
It really depends on who we're talking
Basically
to and what their
nothing.
status is.
Not enough to feel comfortable making any major decisions.
Well, about 3 years ago, the sands shifted. About a generation, maybe 2, before they were supposed to. The Gamoran Sea is mercurial, but it hasn't normally stretched out. It's actually been beating down the edge of the Yubican Desert, which is what the coast exists on. Normally, it's like two different seas colliding in each other.
Mm-hmm.
They normally keep each other apart, but for some reason, it has been advancing straight through. Nothing has ever been seen like this.
And no source, no cause?
Not that we can tell, but it's probably just the curse growing. Soon the entire continent's going to be encased in sand, but that's...
Did we hear about this curse already?
I don't think so.
Which curse?
Which
Yeah.
curse?
We've
Because
heard about lots
otherwise
of
he's going to be
curses.
like, which curse? What?
Well, history says that the entire island actually used to be an archipelago, a series of islands, kind of in the shape of an incredibly large atoll, and the stories, he says, being very pointedly clear as he looks over at Zeno, the stories are that long ago, during one of the early ages, in the time before the gods, the time before the gods that we worship now anyway, there was a great magical feat cast on this land to make it habitable for the elves. And in doing so, unfortunately, do you want the full story, or do you want me to sugarcoat it?
Whatever
Well-
gives the clearest picture.
The elves tried to colonize the archipelago by turning it into an actual island, and in doing so, they doomed an entire culture of people called the Gamorans.
I mean, that
Ah.
sounds like something they would.
The Gamorans, with their dying breaths, cursed the land and became the Sea of Living Sand.
So wait, the sand is people?
The sand is the curse of the people, but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
technically, it's all that remains, really. In theory, there's a civilization buried there underneath the sand.
Because I swallowed so much sand.
Well, I mean, the odds are you probably have swallowed a few people. Yes.
So, did they live like in the ocean or something then, in between the islands, or?
There was an island at the center of it, but the islands were. It was a very, very heavily dotted archipelago. All of our records say. I've got an old map somewhere around here actually, but it's pretty old. It's more of an etching than anything. I took it from a
I'd love to
ruin.
see it. If you could.
I mean, it's. The problem is that all of this right now, I mean, these are stories that are 2, 3, some 14, 15,000 years old. These are pre-God. Well, they are they're in the domain of the old gods anyway.
Xeno's gonna look over at Farah and be like,
He is trying not to look at
14,000 years
Farah.
old.
Tia's trying not to draw attention to that, but we'll probably end up glancing her way anyway.
So this was the bowl of the gods. Yes, actually, he says as Farrah says that the atoll was called the Bowl of the Gods. It was it was actually a freshwater atoll in the center of the ocean. It was a miracle. Fed by underground springs that were somehow disconnected from the remainder of the ocean. It was magical in nature, I'm sure. But it all got bunged up, one might say. When and Farrah will actually finish the sentence when the elves arrived. But yes, exactly, when the elves arrived. Of course, that's hypothetical. It's elven invasion theory. You know how controversial that can be.
Malia will look at Zeno and arch an eyebrow of like, when the
I will also look at Zeno.
It sounds like something my people would do.
Well, I mean,
when the elven nation invaded.
I mean, my ancestors weren't exactly the best people in the world.
Wouldn't that just be possibly like your great grandpa?
well, they weren't they weren't the best people of, I don't know, maybe they were the best people of their world, but they weren't the best people of this one.
Well,
Who knows what they did to the old one, right? No offense.
Oh, yeah.
wait.
I don't know. But I mean, there's controversial subjects of whether or not elves actually are from Elos or if they are colonizers from another realm.
I
always knew
would be
you were
surprised.
otherworldly, Xena.
Some of your ideas are just out of this world.
Oh, now I know where I get it from.
There are a lot of stories about it talking about how elves are descended from beings that escaped the Feywilds. Or from realms beyond the Feywilds.
So if I cast banishment on you and you ended up there, would you just stay?
I think you'd probably just end up back in Navakara.
Farrah takes
mean,
a long look.
You could,
Or a brothel. If you're at his home plane, you might just send him to a brothel.
I mean, you could always try it one day.
What happened if you cast it on
Yeah,
Mars?
but there's a risk that I would send you to a plane that you would just die instantaneously.
Mars,
I like you a little bit.
can I banish you?
I don't think that's a good idea. We have no idea what that would do.
Well, I mean, we're in our home plane, so we would probably come back.
But
Not necessary.
Keyword being probably.
Did I get back?
probably.
And if you came back, you might be in pieces.
And Mars,
Missing
Pieces are better than
pieces.
not at all.
where would...
What were you gonna say, Tia?
No, I don't know exactly how it works, but... Would you just end up, like...
In hell?
Yeah.
Possibility.
Yeah.
Let's not try. I'd
I
rather
wonder if there's something you can do
Mars in
that's
one
not
piece.
necessarily like going there, but like you can be like
visit.
astral projected or something like seance-y. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm
Well,
working
I
on
mean,
it.
Roots.
we did have that one.
Ooh,
Right.
We did, right.
Yeah.
We did have the
We literally had a tool that could, bring us through different realms.
what did we do with that anyway?
We gave it to the guy, and then he broke it.
What?
Actually, no. Perry, you
When did
did
that happen?
when you
Right.
were poisoned.
Yeah, you
That
were
was when we
unconscious.
had-
There.
Yep.
You had a
That was the
portal
whole-
thingy?
Yeah,
You gave
was-
up a portal.
Part of the deal to...
save you.
Yes,
you
we
the-
gave it up so that
So
me?
you survived.
Yes.
I'm so touched.
That's how important you are to us. We would give up travel to other realms to have you with us.
Also,
Okay,
we've
well-
twice had the chance to travel through. What was the?
The Floomps domain.
Yeah,
Oh, Elysian?
yeah. We almost could have traveled to Elysia twice.
Oh, that would have been a great trip.
Yeah, we didn't really have time at either of those times.
No,
True.
we were pretty... Yeah.
Well, definitely sometime soon, though.
Yeah.
Floomp was so friendly.
So I'm just looking through the PHB right now, just a quick side. Is
Yeah.
there nothing in here that talks about like actual things that you can buy besides food and hiring people?
For the
Is that in
most part,
extended stuff?
in the core, it's mostly like goods and services.
Yeah. There is something that I did look at that I wouldn't mind seeing if I can get some, but otherwise, yeah, I've been reading through it and I can't find too much useful.
Okay, so rations and stuff probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after
Acid.
our little
Okay.
side there, I'll
Acid's
turn back to Glim and yeah, sorry for the sidetrack.
It's been a weird trip.
Not a problem. Actually, one sec, and he'll as you were talking, he actually was standing outside of the room looking through a shelf, and he'll come back and set a framed picture on the table that actually shows a rough etching of the archipelago as it existed, as you were talking about.
Yeah,
Hmm.
cool.
It looks quite lovely, right? I love the cross hatching, and it's interesting because it kind of looks like the caldera of a volcano, but not quite. So why are you traveling with the dragon?
Because she's awesome.
Finders keepers.
Because she wanted to come.
This is interesting. There aren't many here. Farah is
She's a
giving
party
one
member.
of those.
Wait, there aren't many? As in, there are some.
Have you met others?
Of the royal bloodlines, no. But I know enough to add 2 and 2 together, and I've read enough books talking about this. I'm guessing... you're not quite an adult yet, right? I'm old enough. Be that as it may, you're still in your shell form. It's interesting. I'd love to talk to you about it at length, but maybe when you get back. So, you're in luck. If you're interested, tomorrow morning, bright and early, there's a caravan that's leaving. They always leave on the Sunday of every week. And what do you know? Today is the moon day, tomorrow is the Sunday. You know what? I'm gonna reverse that because I don't want to mess with the calendar in this world.
That'll probably
Yeah,
confuse
probably.
us too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm just gonna
sounds
say? They leave once a week, and tomorrow's the day. They're always looking for people who can work as mercenaries to guard the caravan on the way down, so you can make a little bit of money to the halfway point at least.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
easy enough
Sounds
to
good.
do. Anyway, I hope.
And we have a sense now of where like this tomb is in relation to where this caravan's going.
It is halfway between.
Okay. Is there anything else there, or would this be very weird for us to just abandon caravan halfway?
It might be a little weird, but you can always talk to the caravan master.
Just say we want to help out and get partway there, but we're really curious and want to just have a little poke around, looking at the architecture.
Maybe.
We'll
Or
figure it
say
out.
We've been hired to
We'll figure it out.
something.
As long as they don't think we're tomb raiders.
Based on Tia's experience of escorting history as a child, escorting caravans and merchants.
You're worried about tomb raiding.
Well, we don't want to be accused of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Well,
technically doing that, but I
you're
mean,
here
saving
from
the
Edagon.
world seemed pretty good.
If you're here from Edagon, it's good enough for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On that note, our innkeep mentioned that you would actually be a very good place to start if I want to buy scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any cure wounds?
Of course, yeah. I'm a cleric of Thias. We're well versed in all sorts of healing and knowledge spells. I can give
Excellent.
you quite a number of them. Just market value.
Okay. How much is that? I don't remember.
You're
I don't know that it's really in the equipment section of the book.
Is it in the DMG?
it's in Xanathar's, which you have right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
do.
Yeah, that was the kind of stuff I was looking up earlier. Was like if I could find how much certain things were and what were available as just common stuff.
So the cost of spell scrolls, common spells are 50 to 100.
Okay.
Uncommon are 101 to 500. Rare is 500 to 5,000.
Okay.
And so basically, you're looking at, for a level 1 cure spell, would be about 100 gold.
Okay.
And then rare would be levels 4 to 5 of a spell.
Okay. So what about a level 3 spell?
Level 3 is uncommon. So what spell is it?
Glyph of Warding.
250.
250. Okay. I think I would like 2 of the Glyph of Warding.
Okay, yep. He definitely has those in stock. It'll
500.
take him a few minutes to find them, but...
Okay.
Now,
and I will talk to the others, actually. And, okay. So, this sounds like this place is probably, from what Edagon has said, really deadly.
yeah, super
Yeah.
dangerous.
As
Definitely an
such,
inconvenience.
He also warned us on certain abilities not working to our benefit here.
if you die,
Fire?
And I think there was also like lightning or something.
Oh, I think that was it. Yeah, lightning.
whatever. I don't use it that much. You all owe me a 300 gold diamond.
Okay.
Consider insurance in case you die, because I need it
Okay.
for the spell.
I think
Only
that's fair.
300 gold?
Yep. If you do one
Okay.
each within
We
a
can
minute,
do
I
that
can pull
easy.
you back.
Yeah.
As long as it won't bring back any missing limbs.
Oh,
So
okay.
try not to
Good
get
know.
delimbed.
From down the hall, you can hear Gilm's voice pipe up. If you just push them back into the wound, that'd fix it.
Oh.
Good?
Okay, don't have any limbs incinerated then.
And
Or
don't be
otherwise-
disintegrated.
Yeah.
That never helps anything.
Yeah, I can't bring you back from that.
So, quick question.
Mhm.
We got potions a few games ago, right?
You should have, yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I do have some potions. I was just wanting to get some scrolls to kind of, because some of like cure wounds can be casted at I think a distance,
You would like to have something as a backup.
and so I don't use spell slots.
Mhm.
That's
Let me-
smart.
So I have them for fighting
Double ch-
and for detecting magic, dispelling magic, finding traps, etc.
Mhm.
Cure wounds is it's touch.
Your one's yeah, touch attack or
Okay.
yeah. I think
That's
one of your like healing
still-
word or whatever, that one that takes like 10 minutes to cast, that one is not touch, but then you have to time.
Healing word kind of sucks because it's only 1d4
Yeah. So
plus spell mod, and
Yeah.
it's kind of useless for a level 1 spell slot.
let me see.
So yeah, I've taken Prayer of Healing, which is 6 people at once one.
Yeah.
Do you have... If Farrah calls out at Gilm, do you have Dimension Door?
Oh,
I do. I don't want to go into a tomb without Dimension Door.
just trying to see what spells I should actually have for this. Jeez.
Of course, then I'll have to actually count how many feet we're in. At least I can get us back to the entrance, probably.
Better than nothing.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
keeping that.
And I will also
that.
take 2 Cure Wound scrolls, so that's another 100. Off.
All right. So he'll happily sell you any scrolls that he has, and he has
Okay.
basically a couple of everything, up to level 5 anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Do I get? I could get. Looks like I have 1 5th level spell slot, which could be Mass Cure Wounds, or it could be any of these other things.
Mass Cure Wounds is good. I have not taken that as a prepared spell.
I also have Reincarnate as a possibility, which does. Well, I can take it later because it's provided a creature has been dead no longer than 10 days.
It's a little much. Like that's why I took Revivify because it's only a 3rd
Yeah.
level.
Well, because this one I can take it the next day or like a few days later.
Well, reincarnation has its own problems, I'd remind you.
Oh, it sure do.
Yeah.
It absolutely
if Mars
does.
wanted to become a human, she has a chance of it. Just kill
Would it
her.
work
And
that way? Because I
Right.
feel like it's connected to her a little more in depth.
she
Who knows?
She rolls gnome and it's just a very short tiefling.
Me.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be hilarious.
Tiefling template over the existing race, so right?
That's true. Maybe.
When you forget the which layer goes where.
Oh god.
um,
Any other spells that you want to buy? Any other scrolls?
So I'm gonna pick up 3 of the Cure Wound spell
Okay.
scrolls.
So mark yourself down 300.
so I haven't actually used scrolls before. So generally speaking, how does that work?
It takes a full action rather than a potion.
Okay.
And
So you can't
basically,
just
you cast
quaff
it
it,
like you normally cast that spell.
Mhm.
So if it includes a roll, it still includes a roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just doesn't use a spell slot.
That's fine. Where's
Yeah,
it?
they're really, really handy. They're not quite as handy as some potions, mind you, because potions are just, they work.
Yeah.
They're sturdier.
Yeah.
They...
So in that case, I will definitely pick up some of those as well.
Also, you can cast a spell using a a scroll does not have to be a level you can cast.
It can be.
If it's of your list, for example, you could get a level 9 scroll and use it right now.
Oh.
You have to make a roll to not mess it up.
Huh. Okay.
And I believe, Mars, you have the ability to use scrolls, don't you?
I
As a master
think
thief.
so. Yeah, I just don't do it very often.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna get like 3 scrolls.
Sure. What are you getting?
Of healing.
Okay. 300, please.
Now that was just the level 1, right?
That's just the level 1. That's the basic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I still
and-
have healing potions on me too.
You have quite a few.
Yeah.
Just so you guys
I have a-
know, I do have access to Greater Restoration now. I only have 1 5th level spell slot, so I haven't prepared it. But two of its abilities to undo any reduction to one of the target's ability scores.
That's good.
One effect reducing the target's hit point maximum.
I had
So if you
that.
get hit with something that does that again, I can take
Yeah.
that off now. I can do it once per long rest, but that's it. So that at least is an option now.
Yeah,
How
that's
much
true.
do you think we'll expect? There might be undead in this place if it's a tomb.
It's definitely likely.
I took daylight.
Have we dealt with very much undead yet, or not really this campaign?
Not
Not-
really.
Not a ton.
A little bit.
I do have my channel divinity, which helps with that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be wanting to pick up potions as well because I only have 1 healing potion apparently, according to my sheet.
I should take wall of stone so that we can potentially, make some walls and rest.
Yeah, so I
Maybe.
am taking. I've got now those glyph of warding scrolls.
Mhm.
So I can basically put a glyph on something. It can be like in a doorway, on a floor, if somebody, and there's different ways I can have it triggered.
It's a good
never
spell.
mind, it's 10 minutes.
And I have different effects I can put on it. Essentially, I can like create a
Oh.
great big explosion. So if somebody opens the door to the space we're in, it'll spread out from and get them. So, and at least warn us of what's happening. So that's why I
Huh.
wanted those scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
If I make a wall and concentrate on it for the full 10 minutes, it becomes permanent. So
That's cool.
that's kind of cool. I can
That is
make
cool.
walls.
All right.
Might be good for needing to rest. Just thinking.
But what if we need to get back out of it?
Well, Each panel has an AC of 15 and 30 hit points per inch of thickness. If you destroy a panel, 0 points, it destroys.
Okay, so we just keep hitting
Cause
it.
connected panels to collapse at the DM's discretion.
All right, so we just keep hitting it then.
Yeah, maybe. It's
Okay.
It's a thought. I mean, I haven't taken it, but yeah.
Do you...
I do transmute rock. I can turn rocks in the ceiling to mud.
Do you have Tiny Hut?
No.
No.
I can get you Tiny Hut. Thank you.
What's that?
I want a tiny
Creates a little
hut.
hut.
I want a tiny hut.
Cool.
Don't worry, we're gonna get a tiny hut.
Hut.
Alright, so Farah's just spent 800 gold.
How much was a tiny hut?
300.
Oh,
Can we get a scroll of greater restoration too? How much is it for a 5th level spell?
Depends on the one. Probably 2,500.
Mm,
As expensive.
that's pretty
that's a
expensive.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Guacamole.
But the fact that anybody, including Mars, can try to cast it.
That's true.
Actually, not anybody can try to cast it, but Mars can cast it, and so can Mars can cast anything that any of you can cast if it's on a scroll.
So if Mars can do it, so can you.
God, if Mars can't do it, you're all hooped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
like, I've got anti-life shell, but that's the opposite of what I want.
I mean, otherwise you just can't let me die.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was not my initial attempt, or it wasn't my intent, Malia.
what?
Sarah says. Alright, so those are all the scrolls you want. He'll set them out on the table. Count your gold up. Sounds good.
I pass over 600.
Alright. You need to get into the tomb of Okan.
Mhm.
The tomb's old enough that nobody... You probably saved yourself a trip. You didn't go to the palace first?
No.
The worst that... The best that they could probably give you up there is the royal thumbs up.
Mm.
They
Mhm.
can't actually do anything to help you get inside of the temple. It's too old. They don't actually know how to get in... Pardon me, the tomb. They don't know how to get into the tomb.
Oh,
Okay.
good to know.
Do you have records?
I might.
Do you want to maybe tell some myth and story about it?
There's not terribly much myth about it. All you need to do is when you're at the front. Oh God, how does it go? Let's see. 1 second. He'll go and pull out a book that he'd been keeping nearby. Let's see. It's pretty dusty. Well, to get in the easy way, what you'll need is a key. Really simple. All you need to do is take a key, and there is a symbol of the everlasting eye that's engraved in the front door. To open the tomb, all you need to do is either find a way to disable the magic lock there,
Mhm.
or have the symbol and have the dying rays of the sun shoot through it into the symbol.
Okay.
Into the symbol on the door, that is. But you need the key, which is useful because it's in the front of this book, he says, as he flips it open. There's like a little bronze amulet. Ah, had you. So, here. Just
So
bring
I
it
still
back.
have the key that'll open anything.
It has a chance of opening anything.
Yeah, I don't think you used that.
No, I still have it.
But there's a chance it won't do anything.
There's
There's
a, there's
a-
a,
And he just literally gave us the key.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, if we ever got stuck somewhere, to use that key, what would I be rolling or
You
testing
roll-
against?
you roll percentiles, and you have a 5% chance of it working. If it works,
5% chance.
and you can only use it on one lock once.
And then after that, does it just go?
Once it works, it's dead. But only when it works.
So you can keep
Okay.
trying it on locks, every lock
Yeah.
you run into, until it works, and then it's gone.
It's pretty useful that way, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
just
keep
like
Like, here, let
20
me just try this one first.
You just get a ring of 20 of them, and then your chances are 1 in 1.
yeah. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I still have that key somewhere.
So let the dying sun rays filter through that sign. It should open the door for you.
Fantastic. So what time does that caravan in the morning leave?
Should leave first dawn. You're going to definitely want to check in on the caravan master. I can give you their location. You're going to be looking for... head to the south wall and talk to the caravan master at Joe the Traders.
Okay.
He should be able to help you out.
Okay.
What was that name?
I will turn
Joe
back
the
to
Trader.
Jill?
and ask, like,
Joe.
Joe.
Not the. There's the Jill as well on the north wall. That's Trader Jill.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what might be in the tomb? Any sort of thing we could come up against?
Mummies?
Okay.
Oh.
Probably mummies. Probably undead. The early empire has a lot of very interesting things to it. For a brief time, the old capital under Okanen actually controlled 90-95% of Apesh. It was quite big, and it was back when they had the Gamoran Sea a bit more under wraps. Depending on who you ask, they did that through either very positive or very negative means. So you might be looking at some Celestials or some Fiends.
Okay.
Bound into eternal servitude to guard the tomb.
Quality.
Good.
Probably insane by now.
Probably.
Great. Well, at least I took protection.
Always take protection when you're going into a tomb.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only works on one type, and you have to specify it at a time.
You're a cleric of Vela, right? You could probably talk your way through dealing with any Celestials. Just be exceedingly polite.
That is my hope, as long as they're not insane.
Huh. This has been very pleasant.
It's been a pleasure meeting
Thank you.
talking
That's-
with you, meeting you.
We'll
I
see you when we come back.
I absolutely wish you all the best, and try to take good care of that symbol. It's a heritage item. As far as breaking into the tomb, yeah, there's no real way around it. You're going to have to do some grave robbing.
Great.
There are worse things to do.
I suppose.
Seems kind of like a deja vu.
I
Wait,
don't
when
know
were you?
what that means.
When were you? Oh yeah, you were robbing graves. Yeah.
Yeah, you started this.
Right. That.
You began the entire thing by robbing graves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sacred spaces, more like, but same death.
But
Yeah. It's sort of like a tomb you didn't know was a tomb, kind of.
Yeah, I thought
In
I was
essence.
just gonna be sightseeing.
Yeah.
Well, this time it is just sightseeing.
Yay!
no. Malia is gonna thank Gilm, and she'll point anybody who's interested in knowledge his way if anybody asks from her.
Sure, so long as they're paying. Normally I charge for this kind of information, but you've been a most pleasant diversion from rearranging the books according to a new decimal system I've been working on.
Mm.
It's a hopeless task.
There is a lot of them.
Wouldn't have it any other way. May you learn many things on your voyage, and may you be sure to write down all of your findings.
I will try.
All right, let's go rob some graves.
I will
And you
hand
know
him
it
a
all
very
be-
relaxed cat back.
Right, I forgot about the cat.
I've been scritching it thoroughly.
He'll take the cat and stroke it a few times, and then walk you out of his establishment, leaving you back on the street. Do you head straight down to Do you head straight down to the trading post?
I think
That
so.
makes
Yeah,
sense
I
to
think
me.
so.
Okay. So as you're going, you'll pass a marketplace. So Mars, if you want to buy some acid, you can totally buy that at a normal rate.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a problem at all. You can buy up to 10 vials of it.
Cool. Yeah, it said that like I could use it as a ranged weapon.
Yep.
So.
It's pretty dope, and you can use it technically a lot of ways inside the area as well, like to melt locks and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have some of that besides just the poisons.
Nice.
Would acid be more of a like how would you describe it in the form of like D&D? Is it
Acid damage.
But like where would it come from?
The alchemy.
Alchemy? Okay.
Yep. Just people
Cool.
combining compounds and different things to actually make actual acid.
Whoops.
I know, right? You can do that now.
Okay, cool.
Wait, are we talking about the same kind of acid? Because that's a different. You could get that from like one of the temples of Basir. Like you can get plenty of acid there.
I kind of like the thought that having anything like that substance is more in the form of a tea.
No, it's little strips of sugar that you.
No, I mean like
Oh my god.
ouchie acid.
Oh, okay. All right. So you find your way down to one of the merchant posts. At the very south of the city, there's a huge warehouse built just on the other side of the main capital's wall. And there are an entire fleet of camels. I don't know what a bunch of camels is a blank, a spit of camels. A whole bunch of
Accept it.
camels. Yeah. That are hanging out there and are preparing for the next day's journey that is going to happen basically as soon as people wake up. Now, with that, you will see that there is a very harried-looking woman dressed in merchant garb. Lots of silks and flowing layers, walking around with a clipboard, giving orders to people. Seems like the person you'd probably want to talk to.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Tia will approach.
So as you approach, she'll turn and look at you and... yes, how can I help you? Are you, do you have a delivery? Do you need something brought down to the old capital?
Looking to
Adventurers,
Join on
we were
as-
hoping to join your caravan at least halfway to the old city.
that, what she said.
So we travel in a group. We're happy to help defend if something happens.
All right. What are your rates?
I'll look at the others.
Can I, based on
Sure.
her?
Give me an insight roll.
Okay.
Can I do that as well?
Sure.
I'm not
What
using
she
them.
remembers, but it also might be different here because it's
So that's
continent.
going to be a 24 for me.
Yikes. Okay, so that's not going to go very well because I rolled a 4, so 3 or 7. Math. I understand how math is.
So Tia,
added
you're
3.
going to reflexively just... The first number that's going to pop to your head is 2 gold a week. Or no,
But we're
it
not
would
going
be,
that long.
It would be 5 gold a week. Which is your standard rate for guarding a merchant caravan as a
Yeah.
soldier.
Yeah.
Zeno, you process it through your head and say, okay, well, I would say that it would probably be about 200 gold each way per person. Is what
We're
you're
only
thinking.
gonna go half and do half of that. So
This is a fair assessment for you. Probably about 250 gold per, which is a bit above their price range, probably.
So I'm thinking 250 per person.
Per person, yeah, one way.
So I'm just gonna say 250 gold
total?
per person.
That's a bit above what I can afford to pay, my friend. I'm
I
sure
mean-
you're
Or is
good
it
for
him?
We're pretty good at what we do.
well,
What-
I've already
what-
got
what
a
do you-
couple of...
What are you
We're-
comfortable paying?
What am I comfortable paying? I get government grants to get people in and out safely. Are you part of the Adventurers Guild?
yes.
Yeah.
I'll run a background check on you, but... How good are you?
Have
Decent.
you?
I
Like,
mean,
have you heard of?
We haven't died yet.
Bridge?
I don't know if those stories have
I
made
don't
it
know
down
many
here.
bridges. We don't have very many bridges around here.
Then never mind.
we've dealt with wyverns, beholders,
Gnolls.
entire
Army of
cavern,
gnolls.
Gnolls?
500 gnolls.
Yeah.
You're exaggerating, but I get the sentiment.
It was
All-
probably more like 300 gnolls.
Yeah, it's closer to 300.
I'm sure we can
It
probably work that
wasn't-
down a little.
And it wasn't just us, but no, it was actually an army of gnolls.
Okay. Well, you're cutting out halfway,
Yeah.
and there are 5 of you.
Mhm.
I could do 100 gold per person for the halfway.
Sounds fine by me.
That works for me. Yeah.
It's called a deal.
Good. Do you have transit, or do you need to borrow camels for the ride?
A camel.
Aura would be great.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'll
we're going to be
include
around
it in
too long.
so long as your background check comes out spotless. I'm a Met. I'm the caravan leader. Nice to meet you. And she'll jut out a hand
Shake.
at you and shake each of your hands, taking your names.
I will
You'll be
provide the details of our adventuring group, the contracted name we have, etc.
Nothing ventured. I'll check that down. Look, this is a humanitarian mission. Our goal is to bring down 200 camels worth of supplies, as well as wagons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we
Ev-
can make that easier for you then.
Most of what you're dealing with in the middle of the desert, it changes every day, but for the most part, you're dealing with a bunch of undead, the occasional troll, a lot of ankegs. Big bitey things. And scarabs and other large insects that dwell in the wastes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't normally get too bad in there, but
What's the scariest little thing?
the scariest little thing,
Yeah.
probably a crimson scarab horde.
Ew.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
Yeah, it's a bunch
Because
of.
at least with the big things, we can see them coming.
Here's hoping.
Well,
Oh, and bone nagas.
That also sounds not good.
None of that sounds good.
This is why you're being paid 100 gold for half the trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
mhm.
As you're as she's talking to you, you will see a very dark woman with long black hair with just the very slightest streak of silver around the temples. Come out dressed fairly similarly. She'll put an arm on hand on Amet's arm. Dear, I need you in here to help me get the camels loaded up. Thank you. This is Meliana. This is my wife. She'll be accompanying us as well. We've got some family down south. Your job is to also keep her alive, and me alive, and her alive, she'll say, pointing in where you can see a girl of about 8 years old helping load the camels and make sure they're fed.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
It's our daughter, Rhea.
Well, we can help with keeping people alive.
Mm-hmm.
I
We're good at
will
that.
also offer, before we leave you halfway, I can make sure your water's topped up.
That'd be good. Normally we have to trade with some of the Jamoran cactus people.
You know, at least top up whatever's
We
low
encountered some of those.
before we
It
leave.
was an accident.
If I do it the night before we go, I can rest and have the spell slot back.
What was the next?
That's a good idea. Good thinking, Malia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. That sounds good. Be here before first dawn by half an hour.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We want to head out while it's just in that place between burning hot and icing cold.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sounds good.
All right, then I'll see you in the morning. Well met, and you'll get a chance to meet the other mercenaries that we've hired.
Sounds good.
This is good. There's only a couple coming with us. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. At that point, I'm gonna want to go back to the market and just make sure that we have enough and water skins on us.
Sure.
Potions.
Go ahead. You guys
And
go ahead and do
rations.
that. So there are potion sellers at the various temples. You can. What potions are you looking to buy?
healing.
Okay.
Yeah, I should pick up a couple of those as well.
So,
Is there such thing as a potion that would also kind of like hide us in plain sight or something like that if we
there are
needed
potions
to?
of invisibility.
And how much are they typically?
They are
They
loaded.
sound expensive.
A potion of healing is 50 gold pieces.
Okay, and that's 1d4, right?
What
Oh,
about?
it's 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2? Okay.
Oh god, I can't read this picture I've got here. It's too blurry.
Oh, is it you have your sheet?
Yeah, I need better pictures of them.
Okay, 1 sec.
Forgetting about it.
What does a
Um,
greater healing potion do?
Greater healing potion is 4d4 plus 4.
And how much is that one?
That one is 200 gold.
And supreme?
Supreme is it's 20,000 gold.
No. What D4? Like, what does it do?
I think it's 8d4 or 16d4.
And it's 20 grand?
Yeah, according to this sheet.
I've got 2 listed on my sheet.
It's definitely. I think that might be a typo. Actually, I think it's 5 grand.
I have a
Because
feeling
we-
these were gifted.
Yeah,
They were
we've acquired a few superiors.
Well, so I've
Yeah.
got 2 supremes.
Yeah,
I-
Supremes.
So-
I know Mars has one as well.
Supreme is basically a full heal.
Okay.
I had one of. Let me look at
So I
the.
have
Amy,
4
what is
healing,
the-
6
So my
greater.
front page.
Yeah.
I need because it's got my list of my easily accessible potions and things.
Where is that on your
It's
sheet?
the very front of my sheet. It's like the bottom left corner of the box.
I had one that said superior heal potion.
Yep. Superior heal potion is 8d4, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the Supreme one.
Okay, so I don't see potions on your first page.
Is it my old first page?
It's your level 5 page.
Because it starts with potion of enlarge, and then I've got
Oh, hold
potion
on.
of healing, potion of
I've
climb.
got another Tia here. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Okay, potions of healing times 5, potion of climb, potion of healing moderate.
Okay, that's what it is.
5 doses of idiot cap and a dose of
Right.
babble stock.
Which, yeah, because haven't been able to read what my thing said, couldn't figure out what the heck I had. If you can send me a picture of just that chunk of my sheet,
Yep, we're doing it right now.
okay, and then also on my features. So there's a bunch of stuff there. What is it that?
Okay.
Okay, that's my extra proficiency, so that's fine. Then the next page.
I've got stuff about your parents. I've got your languages.
Yeah. I can't. It's my language list. I'd like to just have that so I don't forget about it again.
Here, hold on.
So, yeah, sorry. I just I can make out most of my inventory sheet. I just can't read the small text on what the elixir of mint is.
Elixir of mint?
Potion of drunk inspiration.
Where are we looking here?
my items sheet.
Yes, but where? What section?
Next
Potion
to
of drunk inspiration. Drunk, but it gives you int 19.
Right. Okay.
Elixir of mint is ice breath.
Okay. Yeah. And then I wrote the Babelstock down there, and then Blackthorn
Mm-hmm.
something prick
Just check
finger
the chat.
gain something.
Check the chat.
Yeah, Kelly's uploaded pictures to
They're
the
all
chat,
in the
Amy.
chat.
Okay.
They're all in the Facebook
So,
chat.
Amy, you
Okay.
have really nice writing.
Thank
Better
you.
than
She
I
really
do.
I'm trying to make it clear because I write
Hell
small.
are your languages?
Mine? They should
Yeah,
be
because
on
you're using the alternate sheet. So
top left of my second page. Top right. Sorry. Top right.
oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to delay this.
Okay, cool. I'm putting this away now.
Thank you.
All right. So you'll be able to pick up those potions. So anybody else looking for any other potions? You're looking for invisibility.
Yeah.
I will remind the others that I need a diamond from each of them worth 300.
Yes, right.
You can easily just exchange gold for gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 300 gem diamond will cost you 5 gold for the exchange.
Okay.
At the end of game, just remind me. I'm gonna write that down on a sheet.
Okay, and then Mars, you're buying a potion of invisibility.
Yeah, how much was it?
I'm looking that up right now.
Thank you.
So for the diamond, it's 500. Just we're saying. Okay.
It's 300 gold for the diamond.
And then you said with exchange.
Costs you 5 gold.
Oh, okay, okay,
Basically just a service fee.
okay. So
Because nobody's going to do that for free.
So 305 is what that would cost me. So. Then.
That's not a sane magic price. Hold on. Check in the sane magic prices list.
Because if I have 5 potions of healing and I have
They
some
wanted
scrolls now,
20
it's like,
grand for it. And I was like,
jeez. For invisibility?
they wanted a lot for it.
Yeah.
And would
I'm
that
just
only
let-
be good for like one person then too?
Yeah.
That's why
definitely.
I'm doing something else. Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay, so invisibility. 200.
I can do that. Could I do 2 of those?
Yes, if you go to if you basically the best place to get those would be at a temple of Basir.
Okay.
Or a temple of Jalos if you can find one, but they don't really advertise.
Okay. Yeah.
But Basir will happily do that.
Okay. I'm just gonna write that that's what I'm looking for is 2 times. And that would be potion.
Yep.
At 200 each.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just writing that down for now, just so I know for later on when that comes up.
What have I done with my ruler? Oh, that's annoying.
All right. Anything else?
Can we hit a quick pee break?
Well, that was the goal, but you guys were asking about items, so I was
Oh,
gonna do it
okay.
after the items.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else buying anything?
I'm gonna
I
say
don't think
no,
so.
so that I don't slow things down, and then they'll
Was
just
there
live with
anything
that
else you
decision.
need?
I can't think of anything right now, so
I'm good.
gonna go with no.
All right.
Now that I've got my
so-
potions list, I'm
So we're gonna be right back. We're just gonna head to the washroom, guys, and then we'll continue game. If you want to do any shopping while we're peeing, that's something else too. Be right 2, 1. Welcome back. We are back after our break here on episode 24 of Generic Fantasy Setting. You have a nice night. All of you will be refreshed to full hit points if you weren't already, which I don't know why you wouldn't have been. And
tripped and bashed head while in the stairs or something. I don't know.
you do some good shopping and will have a nice breakfast served on your way out the door before the sun even rises. As you make your way down toward the warehouse that is shipping the supplies down south, you're amazed by how cold it is. Now, walking through the streets, can I get an insight roll out of everyone? Mars, you will do this with advantage.
Ah!
24.
24.
12.
Unnatural
insight?
20.
Nice. All right. So
28.
So looking around and guiding them with Thieves' Cant, you'll be able to follow a number of landmarks that will show a safe path for people who are traversing the city without getting mugged.
Cool.
Nice.
The rest of you are going to be able to notice that certain areas are much more well lit than others, and you should definitely stick to those. Places that have city guards that are wandering around, keeping a very strong and steady eye on these areas. Places where the houses are in much better shape and that it is although crowded, and you will see the occasional groups of people, some as large as 20 or 30, sleeping on the ground and in alleys. They are pretty clean and at least refuse free. Bless you.
Thank you.
You will make it
nowhere.
make it down to the southern district of town and past the wall, and you will see that those 200 camels are already up and going, ready to be taken down south.
Well,
Amet is walking around. Amet, the merchant woman, is walking around, barking orders, getting things ready. And as you approach, she smiles. Ah, nothing ventured. Good, good. I was looking forward to seeing you today. I'm glad that you're holding up your end of the bargain.
Here we are.
All right.
Worse.
As I checked your references, and they were quite good indeed. So I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. Because you're breaking away at the halfway point, I'm going to give you gold up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she will hand you each 100 gold pieces.
Nice.
I will top up my bag and stick it back under my armor.
The boob slot.
Oh yeah.
100 gold in your boob slot. Pff,
Oh yeah.
get a bra of holding.
Malia
Push
just
her bra.
tucks a lot of her gold around her clothing in not easily accessible places.
Yeah, never keep all your gold in one spot.
That's true.
No.
That's just silly.
She tends to tuck it under clothing.
That's where it
And
all
under
comes
armor.
from.
Yeah, Mars's voluptuousness comes directly from how much gold she has.
Farrah's
Yeah.
not actually a gold dragon. She just glues gold coins to her skin. Little spit
Oh my God.
goes right on.
There you go.
All right. So
Honestly, at this point, Malia probably has like a lot of unseen armor and gold coins.
True.
Here we are, guys. Here we are.
Here we are.
Great.
And with that, she will direct you to the group up at the front. So we've got 3 other mercenaries who are watching the caravan. They're going the entire way. There should be enough. Besides, I'm able to handle myself, she says, patting the scimitar at her belt.
Okay.
And we've got a couple of just rank and files, but it's you 5 and those 3 specialists. So go get a company, or go get acquainted with them.
Alright. We'll head over, I guess.
All right, you will see 3 people waiting at the front. One of them is a tall human with deep, almost gray-colored skin. Looks like perhaps a splash of Goliath in his heritage. He has a scar that bisects one of his eyes that's left the entire round orb just a milky white disc under his lid. And on his back, he's holding a greatsword that's almost a foot wide. His black hair is buzzed down, actually very similar to Mike's in real life, like very, very tight. And he has a scruffy beard. As he approaches, or as you approach, he'll turn and look at you. So you're the other ones that are coming here? You're the other mercenaries?
Yeah.
We're only going to be traveling part way, but we'll lend
I'm
a hand
Rolf.
until then. What does he say?
I'm Rolf.
Rolf? Nice to meet you. Malia.
Zeno.
Zeno, nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Malia. Tia. You said? And you're,
That's Mars. And
Farah?
Farah.
And Mars. Yeah. Amet said that you'd be coming down here. You're from Nothing Ventured?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And he'll finish saddling his camel. There are 2 more that are here. One is a... Honestly, you're wondering where the other warrior is. There's one woman here who strikes your attention. She's somewhere in her 50s. She has very, very tight skin, though. Only the wrinkles around her eyes give away that she's of a slightly advanced age. She's deeply black, but her hair is brightly pink.
Cool.
Cool.
And what you will notice is that she's wearing a very long, patterned poncho that is hanging down above her leather pants and her spurred boots. She'll turn and bend a hat that looks very much like Farah's back at you.
It's a showdown.
Morden.
Morning.
Morning.
You one of the other guards I met was?
Yeah, I am.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Malia. We're joining for about half of the trip.
I could hear your names. You can call me Cyril.
Pleased to meet you.
And over in the corner, like I said, you're wondering where the third one is because there's a girl of about 16 years old standing there, and she's holding a sword that, while not as wide as Rolf's, is almost 6 feet long.
Whew.
Built in the classic style of the Scottish claymore. This girl, who stands maybe 5'4", 5'5", is squatting on the ground, sharpening this blade and talking to herself.
Oh, what a
Ooh, 'cause
badass.
We are going to cut so many things with you, my dear. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, you're going to be so pretty when you spill their pretty blood.
That's unnerving. All right.
It's fantastic.
Are you talking to me?
Hi, I'm Malia.
Xeno.
I'll wave at the others. We're some of the other guards that are going to join for halfway. Just thought we'd say
Don't
hi.
take any of my kills.
Don't take any of mine.
Okay.
You get to cut him. I'm gonna bash him.
Unless I want to bash him too.
I mean,
got a hammer.
that thing's big enough for sure.
Layla.
Nice to meet you. What is that? 6 feet? My God.
Yeah.
Gorgeous sword.
Thank you. Thank you. I took it off a corpse.
Nice.
Good use. They obviously didn't need it anymore.
Oh, they were using it, but then I crushed their bones and took it.
And clearly didn't need it anymore at that
Yeah,
point.
obviously they
Yeah.
didn't need it anymore.
I
Do you
mean,
want to see the
that's...
skull?
Sure.
You have the skull?
Oh, man.
She'll reach into her bag, and 1 second. Yep, there it is. She'll reach into her bag and pull out a drawstring pouch, and as she pulls this pouch out, it's shifting and moving, like there's something alive inside of it.
Is there something
Cool.
else aside from the skull in there?
No? And she'll throw the bag at you, Tia.
Probably undead.
Tia will try to catch it?
Watch out.
Reflexively?
He bites. Tia, what's your armor class? Nope. It starts to try to bite up at you. You hear this snap, snap, snap inside of the bag.
Okay. That's unnerving.
I couldn't kill it. I tried. I will.
Alright. Cool.
Malia's gonna
Bag.
take it and glimpse.
There is the skull of a half-orc inside of there that it's completely skinless, boneless, or probably not boneless. It's not a chicken. Completely skinless. It has no eyeballs. It's just a skull that's groaning and snapping up at you.
Cool.
Oh, that is wild.
I
Hand it back.
don't like
Well
this.
done.
I like this.
All right, well, have fun.
She goes back to sharpening her blade.
I think she
We'll
left
go and,
it.
I guess, find what camels we're supposed to ride.
All right, and with that, you will set off. As you're riding through the hills, it's just the 3 of you. Pardon me, it's just the 5 of you and the 3 of them. As you travel down with Rolf, Cyril, and Layla, leading the caravan over the dunes.
What a
Now-
group.
It's quite a group.
Yikes.
I think it's great.
Yikes.
It's great.
Doesn't mean it's not a yikes.
I mean, Layla's pretty awesome. Let's be real here.
Well,
If you-
yes, but T is terrified of her.
She's quite insane. If you check any other information, her name is actually Layla Laughingsteel.
That's what I should play for Amy's game.
Oh, no.
All right. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the
Oh,
camels
it's gonna be a
that
mess.
you are riding take you well into the desert wastes. You head due south, and the journey's supposed to take about, with good weather, about about 4 days, give or take.
Okay.
Usually they do it once a week, the full trek. It's a little harder on the way down because you're laden with supplies.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good day. Actually, let me just do a quick roll to see if anything happens to you. All right. Your first day is actually very relaxing. The sand stretches out in the distance, but you're heading down at first in a way that means that you get a hug a bit of the coastline. Heading through some of the greener, more steppe land. It's pleasant. You mostly make conversation. You talk. Rhea, the 10-year-old daughter of the caravan leaders, makes sure to come by, offer you some tea and other snacks to keep you going, and offers water as well, and proceeds to use this as an opportunity to just ask about other lands and other places. She approaches Tia, and she asks you questions like, for one, where are you from? And do you admit where you guys come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malleus
across-
has no point to be ashamed of that.
It's across the broad sea.
Yeah.
So that means that you're not one of the chain breakers.
No,
No?
What?
haven't met them. Oh,
Orcs.
yeah. Followers of the.
Ah.
It's good though. We shouldn't have stuff like that. It's bad. People should be allowed to do what they want.
Yeah.
I heard that in some of the lands to the south, they wouldn't be too friendly to my parents.
How come?
They don't like it when ladies love ladies.
Some places and people are stupid.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Some of the backwoods areas.
Yeah.
I honestly would like to go there and see him say that to Mom. She'd probably break their nose. It'd be pretty fun, right? I'm learning how to use one of those too, she says, gesturing at your sword.
Yeah.
The scimitars, they're really, really useful. They're easier to wield because they work with your body.
Can I do an insight roll to see if it's because she herself is into ladies?
She's 10.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
You can. Maybe
I
she
mean-
thinks boys are dumb and gross and she doesn't like boys.
When I was 10, I thought girls were dumb and gross.
Now you're
Well,
in your 20s and you
That's
still think that.
you.
I think
Yeah.
I rolled an 18.
general are pretty dumb and gross.
Honestly, you are getting a good sense of her. You don't think that any type of romanticism or sensuality is part of this conversation. You think that she's a cinnamon bun. She's too pure and innocent for this world.
Oh!
Possibly some mild hero worship going on if she's
She's-
like looks up to like.
She
Anyone
likes
who's like-
mercenaries. She's way more interested in stories than boys or girls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Don't worry, one day you'll have your own legend.
I hope so. It's gonna be cool.
It is exceptionally cool.
So as you're walking, is anyone making conversation with any of the other mercenaries?
I'm gonna go talk to Cyril and not die.
Good luck.
All right.
Try not to get killed.
She's riding up ahead, occasionally just digging her heels. To be honest, what she looks like. Did any of you watch Final Space?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I forget what the older version of her name is. 'Cause there's the two
I know what
versions.
you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Nightfall.
about. I'll look it up.
What show is this?
Final
Space.
Space.
I just can't remember what her name is. It's like Nightfall or something.
It might be.
Anyway, now I've got to look this up. So Quinn's older version is
Yeah.
not listed. Okay, cool. That's all I need. We'll see. But anyway, She's riding up ahead, and as you approach, she doesn't quite turn to look at you before she says, "Yes."
I was told that you were the one to talk to about unique weapons.
It is nightfall.
Unique weapons.
We came across a gunslinger a few towns back,
Yeah.
and I'd never met one before, and thought that looks fantastic, and inquired who would be best to talk to.
A little ways back. Who'd you run into, Pard?
What was the name of the guy? I can't remember. Oy vey.
Been a while, so.
Int roll, that's gonna be a 16.
16? It was.
I mean,
By
he
the
was
way, I
pretty
just double
memorable.
checked. Memorizing details about monsters and stuff is an int roll, as it turns out. We've been
Oh.
running it wrong, I know. It was not Civil Serpents, Arms Griffin.
Arms Griffin?
Right.
She'll spit into the sand. How'd that go?
Well, I mean,
Malia will laugh from behind.
I don't actually think he exists anymore.
Good. He gives the Order a bad name.
The Order.
Malia will yell up, Gave.
Tia's giggling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she banished him.
Yeah. We're a knightly order. We're supposed to be, anyway. We were. Shitheads like that rove in and pollute. That's why not anybody gets one of these. She shifts her poncho and you can see what in our... It's a strange cylindrical device that has a handle and a trigger mounted in, but not just, unlike arms, the single trigger. This has a pair of triggers notched next to each other, and two long pipes that come down from... long story short, this is a double-barrel shotgun revolver.
Oh, that's so cool.
Why, you looking to learn?
Yeah, I am. Bows are nice and all, but
Let's just say he had a close encounter. It got close to his heart. Cough, cough.
it did get close to my heart, yes. That hurt a lot.
Well, she sweeps her poncho back over the gun. Pardon me for saying so, but we don't really welcome all sorts of new folk into the Order. Bad experiences. Kind of like the one that got close to your heart.
I mean, I'm not particularly surprised about that.
Prove to me you ain't some pissant, we'll talk. Excuse me. The road's calling my name, and she'll spur the camel up ahead and leave you alone.
Oof.
The rest of the day goes by really peacefully. You'll all camp under a cold, star-filled sky, but in the distance you can hear that there's thunderclouds. It's not raining, but just this building of thunder and dark cloud cover everywhere. It's blotting out the half of the sky that you still have to go. Well, the way that you came from is a beautiful, twinkling night sky.
Of course.
As you're sitting around the fire, Farah is going to lean over and flip through the book she's reading, kind of annoyedly. She goes back and forth a few pages, like she just can't get into it.
What's up, Farah? What's going on?
I'm just tense.
What are you tense for?
You guys asked me on the boat about old stories. Anyway, I kind of got a little emotional, and I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
I mean, it's kind of to be expected.
Understandable.
If you want to talk about anything, I've thought about it, and I had a few days alone by myself while you were solving mysteries. I'm happy to tell you most of what I can, or answer any questions you have about the old world, or about this.
Alright.
What I can remember anyway. The problem is that the longer I'm awake, the more it's like waking out of a dream. And I guess I got scared that some of it I don't remember as clearly.
And it's so much more important to talk about it. Tell as much as you can.
I think that's the thing, is that, like, if I sat down and tried to remember stuff from, like, my childhood, guaranteed I wouldn't remember half of it. But kind of little things trigger it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of important when you do think of those things to think about them or share them or anything like that, and it helps you remember them.
Yeah.
Memory's kind of an active process.
And especially in a world that's so different, like, it was real and it was yours and all that.
So there was the story of Reomarden. Of Reomarden, the copper, the trickster. But the one that I always grew up with the moon, was that, for one, it's a moon, and it's a goddess of it in its own right, in theory, but it's also, some of the old stories said that it was an egg. Laid by Shadra, the multichromatic, the polychromatic.
Polychromatic?
Yeah, the goddess of all of the colored dragons. There were... There's the god... Well, the dragon god. It's not quite a god, but the... kind of old enough that might as well be, I guess, but also really powerful. It kind of gets vague because how you determine what a god is gets really mixed up.
The ultimate dragon?
2 ultimate dragons for sure. Balmat and Shadra.
Belmont. Sorry, what was the first one?
Balmat
And Shadra?
and Shadra.
So one being the god of the metallics and one being the colors?
In theory, mates, but also rivals. Some stories have them as siblings. I mean, it's mythology. It all gets really mixed up. And
I mean, no one really knows what actually happened during any of those legends.
well, some say that it's an egg. Which is kind of ridiculous because it's also a symbol of the goddess of the hunt, Aris. Aris, the goddess of the hunt. She was a moonlight hunter who used to wear the skin of the wild elves when she hunted.
Wild elves?
What?
The wood elves.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
She looked like a wood elf when she hunted. There's so many of them. I just forget names after a while.
I mean, it was a long time ago.
Not for me. Which is why sometimes when I hear the names brought up, it's such a shock.
Hmm. Makes sense.
Do you remember... Do you remember Steep Hollow?
Hmm.
Yeah.
The Yetis.
Yeah, they were chanting the. You said it was the name of
Was
your
it-
your brother?
Or no.
Friedhir Dovanor
Hmm.
was my brother's best friend
Yes,
Mhm.
that's right.
I remember that.
and my fiance.
Didn't know that.
Ooh.
But betrothed, it's a political marriage.
Mm.
I was the first daughter of my house, the House Hazal. And I was supposed to combine with the Dovanors.
Hmm.
They generally like to have it so that houses were mixed. At least the big houses, chromatic and metallic.
And then you form bonds and allegiances.
Usually the bloodline means that all of your kids are the same look.
Gold dragons stay with gold dragons and such, right?
Well, I mean, it depends whose genes are stronger, I guess. Sometimes it gets a little mixed, and so you get some of the weirder ones, like
I always thought whose magic was stronger, but I guess that was just a myth.
a little bit of both. It's just weird. It's weird thinking back and trying to learn all of this stuff and thinking, I mean, I keep looking at your symbol, Malia,
Yeah.
and just, I think that every time I look at it, that you worship Vela, and Vela's the sky, and the sun, and the wind. But I look at that and I see Riotor, the god of light. Or you talk about Nirn, and I think about Lodros.
It's kind of interesting.
I mean, it must be disconcerting.
Well, I mean, we got rid of them once.
I wonder how many cycles of gods there have been. What came before yours?
Yeah.
Maybe the moon.
Wonder if there are any in between too.
I did reading enough about the orphan.
Yeah, we don't care about them too often.
No.
I have no idea who their parents are. It'll be interesting to find out if gods actually grow up.
Huh. Didn't know if it was an age thing or just a preferred appearance, or I guess I just figured gods look the way they do because they chose to.
I think the
Because
gods
there's a
look
lot
the
of
way-
stuff that we don't really know.
Yeah.
I think the gods look the way that they do because we choose them to.
Yeah.
Guess that makes sense too.
Belief is powerful.
Anyway, if you ever want to hear any stories or talk about it, I'd be okay with it now.
Okay. Well, we'll bug you for your turn of stories around the campfire then.
When we get the eyes and we get all that sealed away, let's have a vacation where we don't have to fight stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds
Or
like a
solve
good idea.
Or solve murder
murders.
mysteries.
I don't think that counted as a vacation. We were in between. We were on a mission anyway.
I
Mhm.
just did a
That's
bunch
true.
of reading. It was pretty good, actually.
I don't know
That's
that
good.
we're necessarily going to get a choice. Seems to just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that being said, we always choose to accept it.
Well, I mean, if the alternate is getting hit over the head and killed and robbed,
I'd rather not.
I'd rather smash some faces in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, big quests. You know, like, we don't always have to accept big quests. We could be like, you know what? Maybe
to
I...
rescue some cats from trees.
Yeah, you know, like,
I mean,
maybe...
that's true.
Like
Maybe
a
if we
bird
end up
from a
in-
tree.
Yeah, like, maybe if we
Birds
end up in a
live in
big
trees.
city, and they're like, oh, hey, can you guys go into this dungeon and retrieve this sacred thing for us? Because da-da-da-da-da. We can just be like, no,
Nah.
sorry, we're
Well,
booked up.
Well, yeah, but
I
then
guess
who's gonna...
it also depends on how poor we are at that moment and how hungry.
Yeah.
And whether or not you're able to continue work, like feeding through your family's coffers.
Or if we, yeah, and like if we don't have enough to get to our next destination to carry on what we actually want to do, we'll have to take on extra work. Just
Also,
to,
it is important to always grow our reputation too.
It's true. And it is true that we can't, you know, I can't keep, you know, cashing in my family's benefits of various locations.
No, you
They're gonna
probably
get a
They're
little
can.
gonna
pissy
catch
with
on
you
at
soon
some
enough.
point.
yeah, like eventually they're probably gonna hear about that,
You'll get blacklisted.
Well, I mean,
or they'll hunt you down.
if they
Or
knew,
that.
I'm pretty sure they'd blacklist me from the family even more if they knew that, you know, one of my best friends is actually a dragon.
They
Well-
might send someone after you.
And then
That's the
we'd kill
concern.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta keep doing jobs and missions to keep staying stronger so they don't end up sending someone who's actually stronger than us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Pretty
Fair.
much.
yeah. I mean, if it
don't
keeps
really
being my
want-
family sending people, we could just go kill my family and take over the city.
Your family does sound terrible.
Oof.
I mean, from
feeling
what I've
That's
heard,
that's gonna be an oof from me, dog.
and from what I've heard, they're pretty bad.
I mean,
I
that doesn't change that they're your family.
It is true, and I will still love them no matter what.
You'll just be happy killing them.
Well, I didn't say I'd be happy to. I just said we couldn't take over the city. I didn't say I'd be happy to.
Do you
It's
want to
just-
be a governor?
Not really, no.
Do you want to oust
Then
them
probably
and put a
best to
figurehead
not
in place
bother with
that you
that.
trust?
I'm with Mallory.
I think better that we become a really famous adventuring party, make lots of money, and then you don't need to worry about them.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. I
Because
like
then
making
it'll be
lots of
look
money.
real bad if they try and wreck us.
That's
We could-
true.
we could build a keep.
Oh, we could build a keep.
I ran the numbers. Building a keep's only, or buying a small castle's only about 50,000 gold.
Huh.
That's actually not bad.
I mean,
It's
for a
probably
farmer,
beyond the boonies.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's where you grow. I mean,
Yeah.
I could use a palace.
I don't know if I'm really the one to settle in one spot, honestly.
Yeah, there's that too. I've never really stayed in one place too long.
It'd be kind of nice to have somewhere to come home to, though.
We
Yeah,
could
that's
have like a
true.
base of operations. And if people, you know, if we're famous and big enough to have a palace for ourselves, then people will come to us and they'll be like, "Oh, please, can you come do this job for us?" And we can be like, "Do you want to pay us lots of money?"
So you just
Because
wanna, or send them on an adventure for you. You just want to be Edagon.
oh god, I mean, kind of.
Is that
Pretty-
the end goal? Is that the end of the road for adventurers? Is that what you do? You end up as Edagon?
You become Eddie.
I mean,
Speaking in riddles that no one understands and have
You just become Eddie.
stuff around that doesn't make any sense and no one understands what's really going on and you speak like people should understand and they don't.
And
I
you
mean,
end up
I'm
letting
already there.
yourself you let
That
yourself go and
sounds-
just become, short
that
and
sounds
stout.
pretty good because I mean, you get to the point where you're just like low levels.
Yeah, where you're like, I'm so much above
Aliens.
you that it's ridiculous.
Well, and if you just give them the answer, they'll never get there.
Exactly. Then
Yeah.
they'll never. If we were given all the answers, we wouldn't be where we are.
Do you think he could have just teleported us right into the tomb?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So you
Like
think that's
if you were that strong and powerful, would you intentionally just drop an adventuring party that's taken on your old adventuring party name and give them the easy route?
so? This is well,
Probably.
I mean, it's a pretty good one.
well. There's a counterpoint to that then.
Mm-hmm.
If this isn't a test, how bad is this going to be?
Probably bad.
Or
He said it's tough. Remember?
Because either it's a test and we should expect the worst,
or it's not a test and we should expect the worst.
and he actually can't get us in or out, and we should expect the worse than the worst.
Oh no.
I think we should go in expecting the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I think we should go in
Considering this is
expecting
involving
option 2.
God,
It's a dead god. Oh no, Nern. Yeah,
yeah,
No.
not
dead. How do you seal someone in crystals?
break them first.
I look at Farah.
You be exceptionally powerful.
What are
You-
you looking at me for?
Because
I was-
Not made of physical matter in the first place.
But they are, because you can bite them.
Yeah, but no. I mean, like, if you have it, I don't know. Like, if you have energy and you just shove it into the crystal, if the person itself didn't have a physical form,
Did you
Would it
bite
work
how
a
something
strong
god?
like
would you
a-
have to be to not have a form and still exist? So
Would that
I
work
have
as sort of like a phylactery? But
You
on
think
like
that's what
a
this is?
But in that case, if you got a piece of it, then it's you're kind of just absorbing the essence, I guess.
Hold up. Are you guys all just gonna breeze past the fact where Farah just said she bit a god?
I didn't say I bit a god. I said you can bite a god. How do you think we killed so many of them?
I'll look at Farah.
I'm
But I didn't do it. I was still in school.
Fire.
I was assuming magic, not just biting people.
I mean, sometimes I'm
You
sure there
know-
was some biting. I wasn't at war. I was at home getting tutored.
That is true.
I remember being home and getting tutored.
What's it? I remember never being tutored by anyone.
How'd you learn your numbers then and your letters?
Well, my parents made me count stuff until I got it right.
Yeah, mom and dad, yo.
Yeah, my parents didn't want to deal with that, so they paid someone to do it for them.
My parents were too busy.
That too.
And we're busy too, so I sort of had to help with the work.
Yeah, and like my parents are jewelers and like crafters, so I kind of
didn't.
learned from them.
Yeah.
I didn't
Good
have to help with
classes.
the work.
And your family's a bunch of, what, beer makers?
Yeah, brewers.
Nice, diverse crew we've got here.
Farah, what did your parents do?
Mostly killed gods.
Mostly killed gods. Okay.
Was that
They were-
their like
No, they were
Was that-
nobles.
profession?
No, they were nobles. I mean,
Hmm.
I guess
They had
s-
diplomatic things to take care of.
they ran countries. That entire region right there, all through like Ballyhut and all the stuff on top of it. That was ours.
Were there lots of like treaties and stuff
Damn.
between regions?
Yeah, we were always running into problems with giants. Giants
True.
and dragons just don't get along.
Hmm.
Especially storm giants. They're huge dickholes.
Alright, so we have noble parents for Farah, noble parents for me.
What are you, actually? Are you a prince?
Officially,
Yeah, I want to know officially. Like, are you...
my
I want to know if I outrank you.
My mother was a
Probably.
duchess. Is a duchess, I think.
Shit. My mom was about equivalent to what you'd consider a duchess.
Okay, so we're about equal
We
then.
were second string nobility.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
figure if you could if I ever knew what my grandfather was, that would be a different story.
We could look it up. I'm an archivist. I can find stuff. Do you still have that legend lore scroll? We could cast it on your grandpa.
Oh, what scroll?
Legend lore. It's a really powerful spell that gives you information about a thing. Like, you can ask anything about anything that you can name.
That would be pretty cool.
You can find out about dead grandparents.
It's also worth about 5,000 gold.
Yeah, you may
come
not
and
want
go.
to waste it on
Come and
that
go.
then.
It's a 5th level spell. I mean, I can also cast it now.
How much does that cost?
Uh,
I think it's
I don't
about
know.
1,000 out of character
Oh, okay.
for the
Which I
components.
mean,
So, yeah,
no. Incense worth 250 gold,
Oh, it's not bad.
and 4 ivory strips worth at least 50 gold each.
Oh, so 500.
So, about
That's a
450.
yeah.
I mean
However,
that's
You can cast that now?
Yeah, it's a 5th level. It's a 5th level cleric spell. I've got 1 slot for that.
I'll ask
So-
you. I might have some questions for you when this is done.
Sure. The 4 ivory strips don't get consumed, so once we buy them, we've got them. The incense
Well, that's
does.
nice. That's nice.
Where are we
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
mean,
ivory?
basically, I can answer 1 question a day,
Yeah.
as long as I don't need my other slots.
I mean, I'm sure we could find ivory for sale somewhere.
Probably.
So, Farah, if we
Saffron's
go
trying
on
to get
holiday, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
Every
gold.
day, as long as you buy the incense.
200. That's some pretty fancy freaking incense.
Yep.
Hmm.
250. 250
Yeah.
a question.
I might
Mars,
take you up on that offer too, because I'd like to know more about my family and how true some of the stuff I've heard about them is.
Mars,
Yeah.
are you gonna stay pointy? You mentioned
Maybe.
that. I heard you talk about it. What'd you
I'm
look like
thinking
back
about
when
it.
you were normal? Before you were special?
They saw.
I don't know if she remembers though.
Oh. Were you at that bar that one time when I was helping with the magic act? The disguise?
Yeah. That was you?
Yeah.
No, you really glowed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this look. It's way better.
Yeah.
I will. Though, Zeno, I probably can't help you on this
Oh, really?
because it is legend lore. It must be
Oh,
something legendary, which
Oof.
ancient dragons I would think are fairly legendary. So-
ancient dragons are fairly legend.
What about ancient dragon killers?
That is true.
So I could look really far back, but it's that I need you to give me a name of a person, place, or object
Mm.
to get info on.
Hmm.
So if it's not legendary, I just won't get anything. Then it's a waste of the spell.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm going to bed.
It is limited, but
I'll see
Going to
all
bed
you,
does sound awesome.
I'll see all you suckers in the morning.
Good
Bye.
night.
what?
Looks like those chumps got it.
We should probably set a rough one ourselves, though.
Yeah, just to be safe.
I'll stay up for a bit.
Okay, wake me next.
Alright, sounds good.
Wake me never. Bye. I'll take
Oh.
third watch. Just kidding.
I was gonna say we can leave you behind if you want to sleep in.
Sure. That'll be great. And with that,
That's-
you guys will grab some sleep.
I will call after shake. Don't forget to shake out your boots in the morning and your bedroll. You don't want anything crawling into cuddle.
Ugh.
Don't worry, I know where
Ugh.
Mars is at all times.
But I like to cuddle.
I know.
Get out of my boots.
And hey, I'm warm all the time, so if you get cold, just let me know. Facts are facts, okay?
Facts are facts. Facts are
Yeah.
facts. And with
Facts
that,
are facts.
you will all turn in for the night and grab some sleep. Now,
Yeah.
it's a pretty nice sleep, actually. You'll wake in the morning, you'll prep the caravan, and continue on your way. And let's find out what happens on day 2.
Ooh.
Okay, so... Oh, I need to move this away. Ooh, a Gargo octopus. Where was that?
An octopus?
No, a Gargo octopus.
Oh,
It's a giant one, but hold on.
that sounds like I'm summoning giant crabs.
In the middle of the desert.
Yeah, they're
I
fine.
would
They
not be
do
happy
things.
with you.
You're traveling through the day, and most of the day is actually very casual. It's a quiet walk, or quiet ride, that is, deep into... So I'm trying to find the right page for a thing that is not about to hit you. C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. What? Christine, this book you got me has a keg golem.
I like it.
It's a very angry keg that is a golem.
I kind of feel like we should come across some like ancient brewer's hall at some point, and that'll be in it.
Yeah.
In fact, I need this. At some point, I need to fight a keg golem, honey.
That's true. That's true. It's weird. It's not in this book. Thought it was. Alright, well, in that case, I know exactly what to use. As you're traveling through the middle of the desert, the coastline is long since vanished. And you are finding it getting very warm. Now, Mars and Farah aren't really complaining much, but the rest of you, I would like you all to make me a Constitution.
Who's not complaining? Mars and Farah?
Actually, you know what? You won't have to make a Constitution roll. Because you did buy clothing and you are very well watered.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you're traveling, it's a nice, warm day. In the distance, the thunder is rolling up ahead, and by midday, you are making it well underneath the cloud cover. It's the strangest feeling, though. The humidity rising up off of the sand wastes is oppressive. And yet, the rain feels held up by the pressure and heat of this domain. And yet thunder crackles overhead.
Oh.
Threatening to light any stray brush or cactus that does exist around here up with a bit of errant lightning. And as you are making your way through, I would like to find the damn page. Cool. As you are wandering up ahead, can everyone give me a perception roll?
Hey, which sorry?
Perception roll.
Exceptional?
Yes. Sorry, this is really frustrating. I had the thing here, and then it is not alphabetical in this book, which is very frustrating.
I got a 16.
26.
26.
13 on perception. My passive perception is higher. That's sad. Okay.
I'm looking forward to hitting level 10.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I get more cool stuff at level. I didn't get anything at level 9.
All right. So, as you approach, you'll notice that one of the camels of the 200 in the row is suddenly going to bleat in terror as it topples into the sand. Vanishes completely, swallowed up. Looking around, who got a 20 or above? All right, so looking around, you can't see what happened at all. Tia and Mars. Farah as well looks around. What the hell was that? But the two of you can see up ahead, there are a number of sinkholes little swirling circles on the ground. One of them apparently strayed over into it. You could still hear it bleeding and bleating and bleating and then nothing.
So they're like sinkholes, they're not like creatures?
Not at the moment, no. Yes, Malia.
So it looked like a little swirling in the ground, so like...
You will see all over the ground here are these large, almost... This land is littered with these things.
Is it like a clam? Like how they sit up and then dig back into the earth? Something like that that's left behind?
Sometimes in these type of lands, that's just a natural outcropping, a natural event that happens around here.
I like
Okay,
it.
so kind of like sinking sand, but faster?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ride up to the head of the caravan. I can't remember her name.
Ahmet.
Amat. I'm gonna ride up to her and basically ask if this is normal.
Not normal, but it does happen. The sand shifts a lot, and the sand is moving further and further west with every passing month.
I'm going to start pointing out the signs of it to the others.
Okay.
so
And
they
I'll
can
take
see
a
it.
look.
This landscape is actually very barren. It's mostly sand, with several large dunes laying around. There's not much out here at all. Some cactuses on one side, and up ahead about probably 100 meters past where the caravan is now. You can see there are some like sandstone rocky outcroppings.
Mm-hmm.
Some looks like marker stones jutting out of the sand, but very rough hewn. And all along the landscape, as Mally is pointing out, you'll see that there are probably about another 8 of these sinkholes just peppering the landscape. You think we're good to go otherwise? Ahmet says.
Don't see anything else. It looks like that one just wandered over to it and fell in. I'll point out all the ones that I can see peppering the landscape.
Okay. Well, watch out, okay?
Yeah.
Can I shoot an arrow into one
Yes, you may.
to see if it's actually to see if there's anything in there that's gonna respond?
Sure. You fire a normal arrow in.
Yeah.
And it is absorbed into the sand. Now, as you're walking up, you're between 2 of these. One is on the left and one is on the right of the camel trail. Which one are you shooting into? The left one? Or the right?
The left one.
Okay. You fire in, and the moment that your arrow breaks the surface tension, your hard draw actually will create enough of a shockwave that it collapses down in. And as it does, you'll see that there's probably about a 15-foot hole there with some bleached bone at the bottom of it. Can you give me a dex save?
That is going to be a unnatural 20.
Perfect. You are going to hear a sudden rumble behind you on the right as a giant creature, almost 30 feet tall, with huge mandibles, that looks kind of like this, if we're being...
Okay.
bursts out of the ground and sprays acid in your direction.
Well,
Can I shoot
shit.
it? I think reflexively shoot it.
You can on your initiative.
Okay.
All right, and so Mike, Zeno is going to have his left arm sprayed with a bit of acid. You're going to take 6 points of damage.
Okay. Let me just start up a little damage sheet.
Okay, that's on your half save. And can I get initiative off of everybody?
Yeah, sure. Yep, can do.
All
This
right.
dice seems to like me tonight, because that's another nat 20 from this. That dice has been okay, mostly.
All right. So counting down the
6.
initiative. Anybody have above 20?
Yes.
22.
24.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
Nice.
Okay. Farah gets to roll as well. Farah did pretty well. What did you get, Mars?
18.
18. All right. All right, Mars, Farah. All right, Zeno, reflexively, you can turn and fire. Those of you who, this looks like an ankeg. If you think you would know what that is, an enormous many-legged insect, long antenna twitching in response to any movement around it. It bursts out of the earth. This is larger than normal, though, and its fangs are dripping with green poison. Go ahead and make me your attack roll.
And I'm gonna Hunter's Mark this guy.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark this guy. And I'm going to use some +2 arrows on it.
All right. As you do, you're going to hear thunder kind of jolting above you in the clouds. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
All right. So that is going to be I am adding 6 to this. 7, 8. So my lowest one's a 9.
That's a miss.
The second lowest one's a 17.
That's a miss.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And the highest one is going to be a 20.
That is a hit.
20 something, yeah.
Okay. Two of your arrows.
Shit.
Okay, so a 17 is a miss. Damn.
2 of your arrows are going to bounce off its chitinous armor or chitinous armor, depending on if you're nasty. And one of them is going to strike home, and go ahead and roll me damage on that.
Nine and 9. And, oh wait, I got my things mixed up. It was supposed to be +9 to hit, not +6. It's +6 bonus damage.
All right, so that is 2 hits.
Okay, cool. So
Even better.
That sounds a little more accurate.
yeah. So that is max damage on that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 19, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
27 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, firing an arrow into its gullet, you will actually see the chitinous shell of its upper thorax shatter as your arrow strikes deeply into it, and it's going to scream. Tia, you're up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Kill it,
you were all
Tia.
clustered about 30 feet from each other and it, so you can do a
Okay.
quick ride in.
Okay. How? So it's within 30 feet of me, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. So, could I? I want to try this spell I haven't done before. It's called Dust Devil.
Oh, perfect.
See if this is even. I haven't tried this, but I'm trying to be, thematically appropriate to the area and not
Sounds
just
good.
summon a tidal wave. Dust go.
That
Holy
too.
Crap. Dust Devil sack. Okay, that's why I'm on my fourth
Magic
level
is
spell
weird.
list. It is. Dust.
I mean,
Where did it go? Sorry. There it is. Okay.
Yay.
I need a pinch of dust, which I think I have.
I think you can find that.
It's within 60 feet. So choose an unoccupied 6-foot cube of air that you can see within range.
Okay.
An elemental force that resembles a dust devil appears and lasts for a concentration or up to a minute. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the dust devil must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage and is pushed 10 feet away. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. If I cast at a higher level, I add 1d8. So I'm casting at a higher level.
So do I save now or in a moment?
You would do it now because I'm going to drop it right next to it, essentially.
Okay, I have a 12, so I definitely failed.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm casting. It starts with 1d8, and I'm gonna cast it at a. Let's do a 3rd level.
Okay.
So I need. That's not a D8. That's D10. That's D8. Damage increases by 1d8 for each level above second. So I lied. I'm casting it at a 4th level so that I can amp it up twice.
Nice.
All right.
Hopefully this isn't the worst roll I have, but who knows.
I rolled a 3 on my last attack, so you shouldn't do worse than that.
Oh, that one's cocked between a 6 and a 4. Do you want me to re-roll it?
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 are 3s.
Okay.
That's a 4. So 4, 3, and 3.
All right. So 4, 3, 3 damage. Do you have any bonuses to that?
I don't think so, but it is pushed 10 feet away.
All right. So this massive creature is pushed partially back down into the sand and back, leaving a large cavernous hole where its body once was. It's still jutting about 15 feet above the sand right now. This massive creature's body thrashing its mantis-like limbs out at you. Malia, you're up.
I'm just gonna fling my hammer at it.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack.
And I will be doing Divine Strike on this.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, so this is...
Oh, thank Vela.
Oh, I rolled a 10. I add 10 to it.
Nice.
Jesus.
Okay, and that's... That's right. It's been a little while since we fought something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is...
All right.
20 normal damage.
Perfect.
And 8 thunder damage.
Perfect. All right, your hammer is going to smash into it, lightning arcing out and singeing. 2 of its antennae you're going to actually see burned away by the electricity. Mars, you are up. This thing is leaking viscous, slimy bug juices out of its cracked mandibles. And is struggling to find its feet as it's been knocked back by the force of the hammer and the dust devils that are swirling around it.
Okay, so it's on its back. How big about is it?
It's 15 feet above ground. You think it's probably 50 feet tall total? You've never heard of an ankeg this big.
Yeah. I don't want to get too close to its mandibles, though, but I could probably...
You can do a sneak attack at this range if you spend your bonus action aiming.
Yeah. With, like, my arrows?
Mm-hmm. With a bow. That's in the updated rogue rules. Or you sacrifice your move to aim or something like that. It's pretty useful.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Please.
$17.
17 is unfortunately going to be a miss. Would you like to use your inspiration?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, you might as well.
That's better. Okay, so 26.
Perfect. That's definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. And that is sneak attack damage. So that's with your bow. So it's short bow.
Yes, so...
Okay, so 6d6, I think, at this level, then? Because 5d6 for...
5d6.
Plus the d6 for your bow.
Oh, yeah.
So many d6s.
Like a d6, like a d6. Grab one more, there we go. So that's 5, 10, 15, 15, 20, plus 4, 24. I don't think I add anything else. That's 24.
24 damage?
Yeah.
All right, so rolling to the side, or moving to the side on your camel, you are going to see that it turns and snarls, roaring venom and acid toward Malia and Tia, which gives you the perfect angle at its throat.
Yeah.
You pump an arrow into it, and you will hear a satisfying crack, like breaking open the world's largest lobster.
Yeah. I'm gonna want to harvest some of that venom too if we get a chance.
And it collapses down to the ground.
Oh heck! I'm gonna harvest some of that venom.
All right. It appears to be dead.
Sweet.
So it appears that it's acid.
Sweet. More for me.
Sure. Mars, seeing the dead Ankeg, is going to ride over and try to harvest some of the venom. You can do so with a... give me probably a medicine roll to do that. Or handle animal. No, medicine. Medicine.
Oh, I'll do my best. I'm a -1 on medicines.
You can do it.
15?
All right. You're going to be able to fill 2 empty vials with venom. Or, pardon me, with acid.
Nice. Does it have a color or anything to it, or is it like
It's
clear?
very Icarously green, like neon green.
Ew. Oh.
It turns your glasses into this kind of color.
Oh, cool. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna have to test that out. There's ways.
All right. And with that, aside from the sound of thunder in the distance, seems like
Yes.
silence is filtered back down.
Guess I'll
Amet,
just let go of the dust devil before it causes more of a cyclone and tosses up more stuff. So
And while I'm down on the ground by the dead creature, I'm trying to get a feel of any other tremors or feeling from beneath the surface.
sure, you can make me a perception roll.
Yes.
So Kelly, just so you're aware, the dust devil, because it's something I can move around, it's when I move it, it accumulates. I can move up to 30 feet, and then it accumulates sand, dust, loose dirt, gravel, sucking it up into a 10-foot radius cloud of debris.
Perfect.
That lasts for until the start of my next turn, which heavily obscures the area.
A natural 20.
A natural 20. Mars, you put your hand on the ground.
I probably would put my hands like into the sand a bit.
Okay. And as you do so, you said you got a 20?
Unnatural.
There is something causing a very soft tremor. You can't locate where it's coming from, but you would be wise to stay alert. You get the feeling that there's more of these things or other things hiding in the sand around here.
Okay. Who's the closest to me right now?
Probably Malia.
Hey Malia.
Yeah?
We'll want to still be careful. I can feel something underneath the sand.
Okay.
We should get going.
Is it dead? Amat calls from over on the other side.
Yeah, there might be more though, so keep an eye out and be ready to dodge.
Fun.
All right. Pull the camels through. Once we get through those dunes, it should flatten out a little bit.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I hate this area. Landscape changes on a daily basis.
Yeah. And these things seem to spit acid, so try not to get hit.
That was a big one. They're normally not that big.
Yeah, that was pretty big. I wasn't quite expecting that.
And she'll ride back. The 3 other mercenaries take point and start leading the camels down the way. Are you going at the front, or are you guys staying at the back?
If the others are towards the front, we'll stay towards the back, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cover the rear.
Where's the people that were kind of like escorting? The family?
So the family is toward the back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're with us. Okay, good.
Yeah. as you watch, you see the 199 remaining camels threading the needle between those two dunes. And in the distance, Tia, you're going to see that there are quite a few dust devils out through the flatter parts of these sand wastes. Not of your creation. There are other things moving in the brightness, seeking shade. Cactuses in the distance, half buried by shifting sands. The camels begin to be led through, moving by that large marker stone. And then you'll notice that some of the camels in the center of the line, being only attended by a couple of workers that are tagging along, start meandering and spreading out, the line of camels being broken. Some of the attendees trying to go and wrangle them back in and having a bit of a rough time. Besides the family, there are about 20 just farmhands that are helping with this.
I'll ride forward and see if I can
Sure.
get them
Go
back
ahead.
in the line.
Give me an animal handling roll to see if you can handle the camels.
That one is cocked.
Just let me know how you do, Xeno. I
got a 15.
15? Cool. So riding around on your camel, you'll be able to shepherd some of the camels in and start catching them back toward between those two dunes there. And one of the workers smiles and tips his hat to you. Thanks very much. These stubborn beasts get a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, happens.
Thanks. And he's going to ride his own camel back toward where the wagons are starting to go toward the open space. Can you make me an insight roll, please?
Yeah. That is going to be a 16.
16? Okay. You don't know why, Xeno, but you have a really uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach. Overhead, you can hear the sound of the storm building. And then you realize that something that Amet said strikes your hunter's intuition. By then, the rest of your friends are riding up more toward you. You're about 40 feet from those dunes. The landscape changes on a daily basis here. As you glance over, you can see the dune in front of you. Next to that marker stone. The sand pills and cracks a little bit. And you feel a sudden jolt of adrenaline pulse up your spine as the wagon makes its way through. I need a Constitution save off of everyone.
Okay. Oh, if this is a...
Yes.
Have I done any saves yet so far?
You have not. This is fine.
And this is my advantage from my...
Xeno, you will have
save.
advantage on this.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so much better.
Oh, good. Good.
22. Yay! 22!
1 sec. Let
22?
me see. Cons
Yeah.
save? What's that?
20, you got
25.
that? What'd you get, Mars?
12.
12? Okay. You are going to be able to cover your eyes in time. As Xeno, you feel your eyes widen as something clicks in the back of your head and you start to understand what's happening, but it's just a second too late to do anything but protect yourself. As the wagon goes through, there is a sudden explosion of sand as the entire dune that you were looking at on the left explodes into the air, raining down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of sand all around you. It crashes to the ground with an explosion, and you will hear the sound of the cart being destroyed. Giant jaws slamming down, camel screaming, a man screaming in the distance as he is bitten in half, and then as you look away, brushing the sand from your eyes, you will glance back and see the most terrifying thing that you have ever seen in your entire lives. Directly in front of you, rearing up, swallowing the cart, is a brilliant blue dragon.
Oh shit.
And we're gonna see you next time.
Oh, what?
Great. I love it.
Heck.
Holy crap!
And here I was thinking sand shark?
Nope.
No,
I was
dragon.
thinking, no, at first I thought it was gonna be some like
Oh shit, a
sandworm.
legitimate blue dragon, eh?
Yes, an adult.
Heck.
Oh shit.
We were going to do that this session, but we got off on role-playing, so next time there will be dragons.
Favorite
remind me-
enemy.
And it's true. And you're his favorite enemy, so that works out.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Oh
So-
dear.
Remind me at the beginning of next game, you all must do a save versus his terrifying presence. Oh, pardon me. Her terrifying presence. But
So the
Wow.
con save, that was to withstand everything and
was to
all that?
not be blinded.
Okay, cool. I got a 25 by the way. I
You
don't
got a
know if that was-
25?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Actually, save that con save, because that was a really weak save. Save that for your save.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the fear save's not as bad as it could be. So, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
So we're all of us just save the con save for the
For
fear
the
save?
sand. Yeah.
Okay.
None of you are blind going in.
Yay.
But if not the fear save though.
Wait,
Oh,
what was the fear save?
You all have to do a save at the beginning of next game versus this dragon's frightful presence.
Okay.
But
To not
Oh,
be-
jeez.
To not
not
just
me.
shit yourself.
Okay.
Did you want me
Um,
to do another save for the sand?
You did the sand save already.
Yeah, because I said I got a 25 and you said save that for the con or the
Yeah,
presence.
that's why I was
confused because you told me to
No.
not.
I said just have inspiration on your next roll.
Oh, okay. So use to save the advantage.
I was just
well, I
redo
haven't spent my
advantage.
inspiration for the game yet, so
Okay, cool. There you go.
then
Do
I'll
you
save
want-
the advantage for next time.
I would prefer that we save the frightful presence roll for next game so that you don't have a week of going, I have to be afraid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
why I
yeah,
was
guys,
confused what you meant
we
by
are
that.
going to have a legit dragon. I am
Oh
very
shit.
I'm sorry that we're doing this via distance, because otherwise we'd have the freaking minis, because I have my blue dragon mini that I painted for this event.
Mm.
Huh. You should make a bunch of posts of that, like, on the social media pages anyways. Be like, dragon!
Dragon!
Get some
Alright.
really good shots of it in like sunshine and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the wings of Nazarul. Oh, Nazarul, you're my favorite blue dragon.
I'm
Did you
gonna have
name it?
to.
What's that?
Did you give it a name?
Yeah, it's Nazarul.
Nezar. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to double check on what the favorite enemy and stuff.
Plus 2 on attack. Or probably me. Plus 2 on damage, as well as advantage on wisdom saves and int to remember things about your prey.
Okay.
But double check, use the revised ranger from the internet.
Yes.
All right, and with that, we will see you next time. Thank you for tuning into Generic Fantasy Setting number 17735, The Shards of Nirn, and episode 24. We'll see you next week, and episode 25, when we fight a dragon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
You guys have fun?